Welcome to Kranky Live Sports Talk, where passion meets action.
Hey sports fans, I am Kranky, and this is the Kranky Live Sports Talk, the podcast where we dive deep into the hottest topics, the biggest games, and the most controversial moments in sports.
Whether it's football, basketball, track and field, cricket, or soccer, we've got you covered with expert analysis, insider interviews, and unfiltered opinions.
Join me as I chat with the biggest names in sports, get exclusive insights and stories you won't hear anywhere else.
Kranky Live Sports Talk is where you can hear the real talk, the hard-hitting questions, and the hottest takes.
So, if you're a true sports fanatic, you don't want to miss out, subscribe now to the Kranky Live Sports Talk on YouTube and hit that bell icon to never miss an episode.
Kranky Live Sports Talk, where sports come alive. Subscribe today.
Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up. Let me know if you can hear me out there in YouTube land. I'm excited today. So if I sound like I'm on something, I'm not on anything. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm excited about today's show. You know what to do as you come into the chat. But let me know if you can hear me. I'm trying to pull up myself here. Jargons, bless up. Sylvester, bless up. O'Neill, bless up. O'Neill, with the question already. You have nothing to talk about enough people, so. But O'Neill, that question come too early, O'Neill. Come too early. So welcome back to the sports, I wouldn't call it a sports channel, the Kranky Live channel. After the dust settled from the Reggae Boyz crossing exit of the Gold Cup, we're not here to complain, people. We're here to chart a plan forward. It's like we call it a must-do plan. Because if we don't act and act smart, we'll watch 2026 from a living room, and we'll watch other teams versus our team. So it's, here we call it, 90 days to save the dream, people. 90 days to save the dream. And we'll come up with some plan today. Because we're not just talking, huh? We criticize and we come up with solutions. So I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. People. This is not the day to mess with me now. Can we put up a poll? When you come in the chat, do you see a poll, people? Let me know if you see a poll when you come in the chat. Let me know if you see a poll. I have to know first. I thought enough patois and enough English today, but I will not have agreement failures. So I'm not going to say the men is. I'm going to say the men are or were. I'll probably say was versus were. Let me know when you come in if there was a thing there that says hit the like button. Let me know. There was. So then I will not be moving forward. I'm going to go back to the old Kranky because I'm cranky. I'm coming here with solutions now. Unless those likes marry with those in the chat. Now, there's some of you who come to my channel. You take my material, you run with it, and you refuse to give me some likes. So if you're going to take the material, you might as well hit the like button. I know who you are, and you know who you are. Hit the like button, man. Don't be so stingy. Now I'll kill you if you hit the like button. You know what I want. I'll kill you. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Bless up, One Love. One Love, you're late today. You're late today, One Love. I'm very disappointed in you. You normally first the class, even though I'm a student also. But today you come late, One Love. What happened? You missed the bus? People, I'm not talking about anything until the likes go up, 61 people, 22 likes. When you first come in, people might just cancel the show, See, I'm dead serious. Me just cancel the show. I'm in that one of those moods. I'm very happy, but I'm also very cantankerous. So if you're not hit the like button, we're not on talk. So if you don't hit the like button, leave the chat, people. I'm gonna go back to the old Kranky. If you don't want to hit the like button, I can have the show with those who want to be here and want to hear me and want to provide their perspective because we have a call-in show, right? If you don't want to be here, you can leave. I have no problem with you leaving. I'm gonna go back to my old miserable self because I find it disingenuous of you to come into my chat, listen to my material, where I spend so much time putting together. I don't want to hit the like button. It is inappropriate. It's unfair. It's unjust. I'm a very just person. So maybe till the likes get from what? 36 and 66 people. It has to be at least 80%. So it has to be at least 50 before we move. Me dead serious. So me just talk. If you want to leave, you leave. If you say, boy, can't tell this like a miserable old man in a star. Then people come in and talk about like. I put the like there, this thing there for a reason. So I can stop running my mouth about like, and subscribe and share. And by the way, I appreciate those of you who have been increasing my subscribership over the last 3 weeks, it has gone in the right direction. It has encouraged me and not discouraged me, because at one point I thought about quitting this, and people think I was just trying to create some situation so that I can let people, I'm trying to trick people. I mean, I trick people business. I have other things in my life I can do. I put off a lot of things in a day. I have some property now I'm supposed to get it landscape. I'm going to do it, I spend the day, I prepare for the show. So I mean, I don't know. If you don't want to hit the like button, leave the show. Seriously, leave the show. So I'm going to drink some water till the lights can go up. Leave the show, people. I'm in a miserable mood today. I have enough to talk about. Enough good stuff to talk about. Enough solutions. Me list to one oral Tracy thing today. Somebody sent it to me. I'm going to talk about it. I'll go with that first though. First thing. Let me just say some people. For those people out there who like to beat YouTubers and criticize YouTubers and talk about how we're toxic, boy, enough follow we not star. Enough thing me here now. I make a part of that channel. Me here come from YouTube originally now. From YouTube people let me know. So that means the people in the YouTube chat and the YouTubers must be doing something right if their material is being cascaded and utilized in so many different forums, especially in traditional media. So when you have beat it and treat it like we are garbage and whatever it is and say, oh, we're toxic and with this, don't use the material. The only difference between us and you is that we're genuine and we call things like we see it, and we not look no favor, and we not look no in. We do what we're supposed to do because we do the right thing. I don't know, I look in and look favor. So no, we not call out the things I'm supposed to. But we'll get to that today, people. We have nothing to talk about. I'll just wait a little bit for the likes and go up and the people them come in. Because I don't want to repeat myself, even though people can watch the program later. But I feel good. So let me just go in the chat first and put up some of the comments because I'm going to do my little soliloquy like I did yesterday. But I'll have much more engagement than I did yesterday because yesterday I talk a lot. The show is an hour and 45 minutes. If I don't finish by that time, I will stop this show and I will start a new one after taking a 25 minutes break. I'm a little bit seasoned in my age, so I need to take breaks and breathe and get my voice back and then come back, right? All right, we can start now because I like them get them go up. I will start with this. Let's review. We lost 4-1 to Panama. The perspective from myself and others who have looked at this are a number of things. When we review it, poor tactical setup and substitution. Players look disjointed. They look underprepared. The coach looked clueless, looked out of his depth. I'm getting feedback from certain quarters that things are not what they seem in terms of things working well. So yes, things are not what they're supposed to be, right? And as you see, I have it here. I think we have 90 days to fix it between now and September. So we have June, last part of June, July, probably less than 90 days. So we call it 90 days. We have August and July. That's 62 days. And if you take the now until September we start, call it about 90 days, right? So I'm gonna take this down. 90 days to fix this. That's what we call it. Maybe even less than 90 days to fix this. Now, in terms of accountability and breakdown, we talked about this yesterday. Who feel? JFF, primary responsible. Them run the thing. They own it. They hire the coach. They supposedly recruit, even though they don't recruit. Coach McLaren, part-time worker, which part-time worker for a full-time job doesn't make any sense to me. The job is a full-time job, you can part-time, doesn't make any sense. And then you're out of depth with some of the things you're doing. Players not taking responsibility, not playing up to their best, seem out of their league, some of them against teams and players who their pedigree is supposed to be better than. And then the media, especially traditional media, allowing the coach and the JFF to get away with these things. And them not call them out. They're not calling them out. So the question for us is, who bears the most responsibility for Jamaica's Gold Cup failure? Is that the JFF? Is that the coach? Is that the players? Or is that media? Or even fans? Because we didn't have a lot of people in the stadium, frankly. Right? We didn't have a lot of people in the stadium. Let me go to some comments first. And then we're going to get into the interview that was held today, which I'll talk about and then come back with what I call is proposed solutions. Let me take some comments. Raven said, dog, makes no sense. Jamaican flag out, we have a World Cup and we got pick up 12-0. Well, if pick up 12-0 and we have 1 million for each nil, and that worked. 12 million. That worked. Says Steve W says, me can't coach better than Mac. Also, or midweek. Too many deals playing. I don't know if you can coach. I don't know what your coaching acumen is, but I don't know if you can do any worse than Mac. I just pick the players and go play. You pick up better team than Mac. You pick up better midfield than Mac. Bless up Ty, bless up Nitro. People saying JFF won it. Odell says JFF. Yeah, I'm gonna play the interview. Don't worry, I'm gonna play it in a little bit. I'm just come up with your comments and giving you recognition before I jump into that what was said, and then we'll jump into my proposed solutions to get us back on track, or to get us on track, because we've never been on track since this whole process started. Nigel says, city assistant coach jump ship again. You're not going to embrace mediocre JFF. What assistant coach you talking about? Which one are you talking about? Not Paul Simpson, because he was never on board. We're going to talk about Paul, by the way. Said John Erman with the new coach. Oh, no. John Erman with the new coach? Well, people are proposing John Erman. I have some suggestions too, but we'll see. Even though I may not bring them up now. So anyway, let's play the interview, people. But I will stop the interview at points in time to make my comments. Right? Let me also say this. And you guys don't think I'm not telling you the truth. But I am. Trust me. I feel much better. See, I hold my heart. I feel much better about my sources after this interview. Paul, no, he was never an assistant. He was England under 21 when they won, and the reason given today why he wasn't hired was how would I say it? Needs to be revisited. But anyway, in the interview. So let me just say this. There was nothing said in that interview today, almost nothing that I wasn't already aware of. Let me repeat this. He may say, well, Kranky, boots up himself. I'm telling you this. And part of my challenge with being in this so-called media space, which I'm challenged being in, I don't know how I'm going to operate in this space, is that I am given information and I'm told, I will say 90% of the time, I can't talk about it. It's the most frustrating thing ever. So I come to this forum and I said to you guys like, Kranky, why you mention it if you can't talk about it? And so that's a fair point on your part. And I'm just trying to figure out how to navigate this because it's very challenging. But what he talked about, I probably know 90% of it already. So there's nothing surprising to me. Maybe one or two things out of the way, but I know most of it already. So let me play the interview. And then I'm going to stop doing the interview and comment on a few things. All right? And let me know if you guys can hear.
What we shall see. We shall see what we shall see. We have up until the September window.
By the way, before I go further with this thing, because I don't want to accuse me. You know what's at the bottom? I'm giving credit. This is from It's 97. I'm giving credit for the audio from this interview to the organization. So I'm going to leave this up here. It's an interview. Let me set it up between Oral Tracy Maverick, who has this show, Sports Explosion, and Rudolph Speid, who is the head of technical committee, the chairman for the JFF. They were talking about the recent Gold Cup debacle that transpired. And so, as you can see there, I'm doing this as a reaction video. The credit is up there. It's clear as day, right? So you can't say me not give no credit because TVJ accused me last time I give credit and then beat me. I said, no, that's why them not like YouTubers. So let me do it the right way. Let's go.
I assume make a relevant decision. All right, but you know the Maverick already. I don't necessarily have all the answers. And
really?
When I don't, I defer.
I never know that Maverick.
I think are resourceful enough and positioned enough to can shed further detailed light on the situation. And we have the football guru himself, Mr. Rudolph Speid, on the line. Morning, Speedy.
So let me just say something. It's a really interesting environment we operate in, right? So this is not the second time I see Maverick interviewing Speid in a very short window. So I assume they have a relationship. So here's the difficulty that I see that we face in this space. If you want to be an independent journalist, you will have your sources. But the question is, if those sources are also part of organizations or environment where you have to report on, and you may have to criticize, how do you manage that conflict that you have to do so? Because I was wondering if I've ever heard Maverick criticize Speid like YouTubers have, like myself, even though Speid and I have engaged subsequently. I reached out to him, to be honest. And he and I have some battles, and we agree to disagree on a lot of different things. But I wonder if to get access, you have to fall in line, or can you criticize and still get access? We haven't gotten as YouTubers access to the coach. And Rudolph says he's not really doing YouTube, even though I think he may reconsider at some point.
Morning, Mr. Tracy.
How are you, my brother? Everything is everything?
Yes, I'm good.
All right. We're not going to waste the time. You know. We'll get right to it. Yeah? All protocols observed. But it was an embarrassing early exit by the Reggae Boyz from the CONCACAF World Cup, my boss. As a man who had a part to play in the process in terms of choosing the coach to do the job. Your initial thoughts on where we are right now?
I have no disagreement with you right here about what transpired at the Gold Cup. But as you know, we can't panic at this stage. We're not panicking. We will have a thorough assessment with the coach. We plan to meet. We have a 2-hour meeting lineup.
Yes.
We don't fix the date yet. And I told him to put 2 hours aside. We need to get to the details of what happened.
Now, is this meeting in person or is it by phone remotely? I'm sure the coach got back in yard.
An excuse, reasons of why it happened. So we're not panicking, and after we have the reason, then we want to get to the bottom of how it will be fixed, and that's where the trajectory we are on.
So absolutely no thoughts at this point of firing Coach Steve McLaren.
But we can't fire somebody until we get to the bottom of what transpired. That would be like a knee-jerk reaction. I mean, a lot of teams have had bad days and they recover. That is why we are saying we want to find out what are the reasons, not any excuses. We want to know the reasons why what happened. Because, it was disastrous. It have a lot of effects on us, not just the football, but also people who want to support the program. Them just drop back their hands. They're opening up the purses, etc. And then the purse is slowly closing. So there's a lot of issues right here that we need to deal with. And but we're not panicking. We'll be cool and make the right decisions when it.
So let me say something about this. So Rudolph mentioned, and he's alluding to, that maybe there's a lot of sponsors who have been taken aback by the results and may not want to come on board. Actually, from where I sit, that's a wonderful thing. Do you guys know why that's a wonderful thing, people? Let me know if you know why that's a wonderful thing. That sponsors have decided to hold back and not come on board immediately. I may not come on board because we have now, this tournament didn't go well, and those sponsors now having second thoughts and maybe cold feet. You guys have any idea why you think it may be a wonderful thing? I'm loving the thoughts. People, this is educational day. Educate, or we get educated. You guys think why that's a wonderful thing? Let me know if you can give me some ideas as to why it may be a good thing that sponsors not coming on board at this point in time. And maybe work in the favor of the JFF. Force them to change? Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's force them to change. Maybe that's one thing. Normally, when you don't get the support you do, then you have to change, but we'll see. That Lone Wolf, I'll put that up. Lone Wolf, me ask you for suggestion, but why this is. Me ask you to beat JFF. Maybe fans should refuse to get on board to nah, I'm not suggesting that, DC. Come on, guys. Think deductively. Come on. Give me some good reason. What you said yesterday, Tycoon, I don't remember. Repeat, Tycoon. I'm a little bit seasoned in them. Can't remember nothing. By the way, people, me soon stop the show again, because the likes are 111 out of 160 people. That's not good. No, sir. Kranky is wonderful because it's sticking up the JFF to their incompetence and the maximum ROI doesn't look viable. Yeah, I would agree with that in some respects, but I'm telling you, it's a good. I'm saying it's a good thing for the JFF. You're saying it's a bad thing for the JFF. I'm saying it's a good thing in some respects as to why, when sponsors decide to withhold, it may work out to be in the JFF's favor. Kranky, stop talking this out of your mouth. Last time you said we must go along with JFF fullness. We can. Determined. You're not listening. You see, determined? Determined? Don't let me embarrass you. Coming on the way I talk about. You try to beat me about something. I ask you to think, determined. You're not thinking. You try to beat me without thinking. Please think. Please think. Princess said money talk. Yeah, money talks. But I'm saying they're losing money and it may be a good thing for them. That's what I'm saying. They're losing money and it may be a good thing for them. I'm going to wait until you guys come up with some answers that I feel okay. People, 116 or the 169 don't work for me. Seriously, in terms of likes. So I got pause. I'm not appreciating offering players full. No, me not full because 169 and 116 way far. Yes, I am bad for JFF. Correct. It's not necessarily bad for the JFF. So here is why, people. So this is educational. Write this down. This is my arrogance showing up. I have asked the JFF personnel, because I see them bring a bunch of sponsors on board, and I've asked them. So I have been fortunate in life to work with. Somebody just texts me something. Yes, see, that's I know my people. Them know them thing. I know people know the thing. So Jay said this. Jay just texted me. So Jay, when you put in that chat, Jay, he said because they can renegotiate those contracts. It's not even those contracts, because he's talking about new people coming on board, may have come on board. So here's what it is, people. I have had discussion with people in JFM, and one of my questions was, so you sign I see you bringing all these sponsors on board, and it looks great, and it's wonderful. So what are those terms of the contract like? And they're like, well, it's a regular contract. They give us a fee, and we're going to help them in terms of how we brand their product. And I said, well, that sounds good. Do you have an escalation clause in those contracts? And they're like, what are you talking about? Do you have an escalation clause? Yes, we have a few. I said, what do you mean a few? People, you go into a World Cup, which is going to be watched by billions of people. And you don't have escalation clause, which basically says, you know what? I'm going to give you 10% now, but you know what? That stuff gets to 100%, 10 times the number, 5 times the number, 8 times the number. If I get to the World Cup, that number going through the roof. So you can't have the same contract now and expect when I get to the World Cup, we have the same contract, given the benefits you're going to derive, because my brand is going to be to the world, published to the world. And so much eye is going to be on it. And depends on what you're selling. That will magnify your sales exponentially. So why would I give you the same contract with no escalation clauses? So if people are jumping off board now and we make the World Cup, when they come back, JF, say, you know what? Those terms you were thinking about before, sorry. Can't deal with you. You see when Speed made the final, when he was in the first round of the CONCACAF playoffs, and Messi came on board, and all these sponsors jump on board to give him all sort of money, right? Because people want to be where the publicity is. And if that's the case, then you know what? The fact that we didn't put in escalation clauses in previous contracts, I was told only in a few contracts, and I see about 10, 12 people come on board, plus what they had before. So the fact of the matter, you know how much Adidas sales is going to be jump if we make World Cup? You know how much sales is going to be for all these companies who are branded by the Reggae Boyz and who the Reggae Boyz are affiliated with? You know how exponentially that is for a World Cup? That's ridiculous. So it may be a great thing for the JFF if they learn from their previous mistake. It's no different from them allowing Algrimson to leave for free because they're afraid that they would have to pay him off, when frankly, if they just sit and hold tight, they would have to get paid by Ireland. Right? So people, when Speed says, you know what, it's a bad thing. Yes, it's a bad thing now in immediacy, because the Gold Cup, they had made plans and budgeted to get to a certain level of the Gold Cup, and they haven't. So they're having significant, I was told, financial problems at the moment. Significant financial problems. But all that can be solved significantly if they make it to the World Cup. Right? So I wouldn't lose sleep if I was them. I would just say, you know what? Hey, you can go forward.
Mr. Speid, you're in a unique position. You're the chair of the technical committee, but you're also arguably right now the nation's top football coach at the moment. Now, just switch off your technical leadership hat for a minute and make we talk a little bit about the football itself. A lot of people, myself included, obviously we're disappointed with the results. But I think me personally, I am more disappointed with the way the team is playing. Your thoughts on that from that technical perspective?
And football is so, there could be just one or two reasons why it happened. Because if you look at them in the Unity Cup, they were much more fluid and
Yes.
focused.
Yes.
Then within 2 weeks is a different story. And that is why I'm saying there is still some signs that what is most glaring is the inconsistencies.
Right.
I think anybody can see. It's not like I'm trying to throw anybody under the bus or anything, but I thought the team wasn't balanced, the squad wasn't balanced, and here lies the problem.
Yes, we're having midfield issues, and then we had, I think, like 4 midfielders.
People. Let me just say this. We have talked about this ad nauseum, right? People. My head hurt me now. 100. So for the people who just came in after the 160 people were here, we know at 203. I watch them thinking I like hockey now. Because the algorithm matters. You came in, the thing says, did you like it? It says yes. It says kind of maybe, and it says no. And I guess you must be pushing no. I don't see the numbers yet because 130 versus 216, the numbers don't work. I don't care who want complaints and misery about this. It not work. I'm a job, I don't know. So when you go out your job, make sure you want support for your job. I need support for my job, people. I'm not talking no more until the number them go up. I am not talking anymore until the likes go up. I cut it off. I drink some water. Because I'm starting to get back to like the old Kranky. I'm getting annoyed. Seriously. I'm getting annoyed. If you don't want to hit the like button when you come to my chat, then don't come. I've said this numerous times, people. I'm begging them. If when you come in, you don't like the material, then don't come to them. Why are you going to a show you don't like? Yeah? Why are you going to watch somebody and listen to somebody you don't like? Don't come on the show then. Leave the show alone. Now make me vex. I'll put up something. I don't talk no more until another. I don't play no more. I just interview until the likes them go up to like what? 220, 216 to like 180. I don't talk no more. Let me just go up on what here. Rabian said he literally said in an interview he didn't encourage or develop any CDM because Jamaica doesn't do well with selling CDM. I think Rudolph just like talk nonsense sometimes. We have talked about in this forum, you know what? Me not talk. When I like them go up, me talk. People. With a 149, 216, the numbers didn't work for me. They don't work for me, people. I spend too much time on them thing, yeah. I write up thing, I search, research, take time from family. I know I give me a little bit of like what free. I don't like freeness, so give me freeness though. Treat it like a Kentucky Fried Chicken you'll buy. Treat it like a Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't love Kentucky Fried Chicken most. I know. At 162 in until we get to 180, me not say nothing. I'll look for me nail them. So I need to go the get me nail them done. You know, so I try. But the more you get, I try to make everything look good, 159 now working with people. If unless you get to 180 with a 223 now, me not talk. I talk to myself like me a madman. Might look on the board and see what I put up. And if you do want to leave, people, you have my permission, you can leave. So the number go down. If they want, and first, here's the thing I work to. So if you say 180 versus 223, normally people are rotating to your channel. So it could be 300 people would have been here. We need about 11 more to get to 180 people. And then we start talk again. We have nothing to talk about now. The interview was good. Some of you haven't heard it. If you don't want to listen to me, don't hit the like button. If you want to listen to me, hit the like button. You need to get to 180 people. We need 13 more likes. 13 more likes. 13 more likes. We at 167. Until we get 13 more, the host has mode challenges and can't talk. We need to get to 180 people. I don't know why YouTubers have to beg for likes so much, Because the people are in the chat, they like the material, they like the engagement, and they still don't want to hit the like button. We need 10 more people. So those of you there, you know what, some people? May I ask you too, and can do this. If you come into the chat and you don't want to hit the like button, can we just kick you out? Seriously, can we just kick you out? I'm going to put this on YouTube. If you come in on the like button, can we just kick you out the chat so you don't partake of the material? We still need 10 likes. I mean, now I'm moving to the 10 likes. Now I'm going to move. Me watching now. If you want to leave, or you don't like it, then leave. I apologize to those of you who hit the like button, but they're good of suffer for the bad. That's a lifestyle. Still need 4 if we get to 180 people. So that means, if you get to 180, that means 52 people who are here now haven't hit the like button. And somebody must say, me nah, hit the like button. Let me not talk then. You can't sit down here and wait. And if me know who don't hit the like button, we just block them and keep going. So that people can enjoy the program. Don't get by my nerves. Those who don't hit the like button. Stay there, not hit it. Stay there. We still need 2 people to get to 180. Then we can start again. And if we get to 250 and it's 180, we have to get to 200. I say though, that's the algorithm. The more people hit the like button, the more people watch the program. And it's a good program today. Me excited about the program much less. Me excited. That's why me hear the Maverick, Rudolph interview, and then I do some research on some stuff. Of course, I love it. We still need 2 people, 2 more likes. Don't press the like button. Me just look out the window. Hey, the AC are fire now. Put it on 69. It's firing. All right, we're good now. I'm gonna start again. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it, but that's how the process works. I apologize, but that's how it works, people. We don't get paid. Yeah, when we check the numbers the other day, I make $1.07 an hour today. That's why I'm not encouraged about YouTube no more. But we keep going. By the way, here's what I'm saying. When he said that the midfield setup wasn't right? Think about this. We've been saying this for the longest. Maverick says 4 midfielders. It wasn't 4 midfielders, people. That is not true. That is not true. You know why it's not true? They had listed 5 midfielders. Maverick says 4, which is very funny. Me have to laugh. They had 5 listed. It was Hayden, Busy Atkins, Russell, Palmer, and Bobby Reed. Right? Busy's not a midfielder. That means there's 4. Bobby Reed was injured. That means there's 3. They knew Hayden was going back to England. Let them tell you nothing different. No bother with the nonsense. They knew Hayden was going back to England for whatever reason. Whether them injured, whether them can't breathe, whatever it is. So therefore, they only went to the tournament with 2 midfielders. To me, that's a fireable offense. Sorry, it's a fireable offense, people. So when Maverick said 4 and Rudolph said, yeah, it didn't go balanced, the team wasn't balanced. He went with 9 forward. He had more goalkeepers than he had midfielders. We've been talking about this for the longest. So we don't need Maverick to tell we. And we don't need Rudolph to tell we. We don't know. We've been saying this from day one. We've been saying this before this tournament started.
Right.
Totally balanced.
Hey, Henry, at the wrong time to come mess with me, Henry. Trust me.
I am sure you never have anything to do with the picking of that squad. If anybody wanted proof that is not you picking the squad, them shall look how that squad they select, my boss. And who say you couldn't select a squad like that.
Well, they can't see the Cavaliers squad, the Caribbean champion squad. Yeah.
Speedy.
No, I brought with the Cavaliers squad. And like you did know, wonderful thing I covered it. Yeah, you win Caribbean championship. You play two tournament now with CONCACAF, you score 1 goal. And it look like winning no game. So let's not walk on water because the teams that we play are in CONCACAF. Okay, let's not walk on water and act like we've done so wonderful with the Jamaica team in CONCACAF. Yes, you win the Caribbean, but we keep saying this. The Caribbean is not the competition anymore. We win the Gold Cup. There's no Caribbean team that made the second round. So stop the nonsense and hold up your shoulder and brag and say, yes, we wouldn't do this. You know, do the same thing. Cannot do the same thing. Can you not produce no midfielder? You're a coach in Jamaica for the longest. You're not producing a midfielder, Rudolph. You're not producing none. Don't stop the nonsense.
And play without fear against Inter Miami.
Yeah. There you go. I look here. Somebody who I know went to the game, went to the World Cup. And them text me and tell me, say, they're detecting that something is wrong in the camp. I heard you said you want to find out what happened. I don't know if you've been doing any, asking around and talking to anybody. Could this be not necessarily just a football on the field issue? Could there potentially be off the field issues that are affecting the actual football on the pitch?
There is. I mean, look.
You said that definitively.
Yeah, there's a lot of egos. I mean, without pointing out to anything, you would have seen some of the things that we didn't have all our
yes.
Because for one game because of altercation with a photographer or some cameraman. We lost 1 letter suspension. So I mean, look, things that happen in CONCACAF don't happen anywhere else. I mean, it's a running joke. With football, they have names for it. Things that it just don't happen anywhere.
What do you mean by that? Things that happen in CONCACAF. What do you mean? Expound on that a little bit. Give me an example.
You must read a lot. There's articles and articles about it.
Yes.
CONCACAF or something like that. There's a lot of articles about it.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just saying, why I'm just saying there's a whole heap of things that can cause him not to perform. And one of the things was that we didn't have a proper number 6, which everybody can see, right?
Yeah.
That's like the quarterback
Yeah.
of an NFL team, of an NFL.
So I don't understand. Rudolph said we didn't have a number 6 that went to the tournament. So nobody in the JFF, let's say the coach picked him 23. Did you Rudolph or did Ricketts or anybody else or Roy Simpson ask him to say, hey, we picked this 23? Because I'm sure they have the names before we saw it. Do you have a backup person going to play the 6? Because we know Hayden was going to be here. That means if Hayden leaves, there's no 6. And even Hayden was here, you need a 6. So did Rudolph, Maverick, you need to do better in interview when you ask people questions. You need to improve, Maverick. Because everybody on your channel make you treat it like you're one king, and you're not really king, because you're not getting no challenge. Did you ask the question about why was it that you are the one that didn't ask when the 23 was picked, because they see it before we see it, why there was no 6th year? Because we've been asking that question. All of us been asking that question from day one. Why would you ask that question? That makes no sense to nobody.
17, in the modern game. And I thought that some of the games, nowadays with AI, if you play one way too often, you get yourself in a trouble. I thought
People work
guilty of that. We were guilty of that. So we see the issues, but I mean, the coaching is defense also.
Yes.
He doesn't have an assistant, another assistant, which he had asked us for, and we did find somebody that one day work up with England under 20 to be his assistant, and it just never. A guy went to work for the USA. So
you identified the assistant. He didn't pick the assistant.
No, man, he identified the assistant.
Oh,
we go through his TV and everything, and we wanted him. We were at the contract phase. It fell through.
The guy that was supposed to replace the one who left.
Exactly. So the guy now went to the USA snooping for him because he won there.
Sometimes I get myself in trouble. I'm going to have to leave the YouTube space, people. So Rudolph is saying Paul Simpson, who coached the England coaching staff, that won the Euro for England for the junior team, that they were trying to get Paul Simpson, which is true, that the US came in and swooped in. Hey, Rudolph, I shouldn't say this, but let's just say the reason why we don't have a technical director is because we're financially challenged. And we're financially challenged in a lot of different areas. And it's not just because the US came in and swooping for somebody. It could be other factors at work, like money, why he went with the US. We don't have the money to pay certain people. So let's not, when we say things in the public domain, we got to be very careful what we're saying. Because sometimes it's not that the person is lying. They just manage information. That's all. Manage information.
The under 20 World Cup.
Yes.
For England, with England as a coach.
Yeah.
And USA snooping and took him away. So in fairness to the coach, he didn't have that assistant either. So let me explain something about coaching. The truth is, some people say the top coach anywhere. There's these coaches always employ good people. They have analysts, they have people come with tactics, all of those. If you're not fully staffed, it can affect the performance of the team. And I think that might have also been one of the factors. But let us see.
So people, Rudolph is given a lot of the rationale, players, CONCACAF, coaches as to why we may have played well. I think he has Marion Gordon, who's been there forever, Rudolph, and he brought Trevor Sinclair with him from England as part of his assistant. So he has assistants. The question, Rudolph, is, which Maverick should have asked you, is, what about those two assistants? Are they adding value? Are they the right assistants? If Paul Simpson was going to be the one, Paul Simpson could make that difference. The thing about the midfield, nobody can save the coach on that. No assistant can save him. But they could have challenged him, and the JFF could have challenged him on that. So we're talking about assistants. He has assistants. Are they the wrong assistants? And if they are, why are they there? Why are they there?
Well, so what role does Trevor Sinclair play on that coaching staff?
No. I'm just saying that even with 4, if you look at the team, they have all 5, 6 assistants. So they do different things, analytics work. Some people look at structures. There's a whole heap of different that people do.
As a man with some coaching experience, Speed, do you have conversations with the coach about like tactical conversations? Do you don't have that kind of interaction?
No. there was if I see something that is glaring, I might say, coach, did you see that?
Yes.
But no, I don't really interfere with the coach job because
Yes.
that's his job. Yeah.
At least that's consistent. That's what I've heard also. It's been said to me by, I don't say multiple people, but I've heard that even though people say Rudolph picked the team and Rudolph sit the players, what he said is what I've also heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard the same thing, which is the coach can make decisions of his own volition. So you beg the question as to why he picked certain players. Don't know.
Yeah. You mentioned the number 6 position a while ago. A lot of local fans actually think, myself again included, think that your player from Cavalier heading now to what's the name of the club again? St. John. What's the name of the club?
St. Mirren.
St. Mirren. That King could possibly slot into that number 6 position when, especially if Isaac Hayden is missing. You coach King. You think that could be an option or should be an option at this point?
Yeah, I mean, we have played him there, and he has performed well for Cavalier in instance. The truth is, though, I always tell him that, I don't think he'll be special there.
Okay.
The other thing is that
why though? Why?
That he'll be special in centre half.
Why you think so?
We feel to realize that I've never seen one single number 6 soul from Jamaica go overseas. I've never seen that person. Yeah. So one of the things we looked at is a position we struggle with over the years because Jamaica don't develop those type of players, and even the heritage player overseas, they don't play in that position either. So it's a big struggle for Jamaica to find someone want to play in that position, and it is lost. I think it is lost on how bad that situation is. It's very, very bad.
Why do you think King would make a good number 6? Or
no, he would. He would make a good number 6. But in his development career, I didn't encourage him too much to play there.
You wanted him to play centre half.
Because nobody would buy him to go overseas, so I didn't encourage him. Yeah, right.
I'm getting
I know he wouldn't go overseas playing that position, so I didn't encourage him.
So I know somebody says Rudolph Austin, which is true, and he played overseas as a 6. Speid is right about the 6th position. In the Caribbean period, we don't develop midfielders. It's a fact. Most of the players you've seen, Stern, John, Kenrid Jones, Dwight York, Fuller, most of them are offensive players. Peter Shelton, offensive players who play at a higher level, who come to the Caribbean. We don't develop midfielders. But here's the thing about that, though. Rudolph Speid is one of those same coaches. So the question for Rudolph Speid is, why aren't you developing good 6? You're part of the coaching fraternity. You're part of the coaches. You have the A license more recently, but you've been coaching for a long time. Why aren't you developing 6s? And if you think King was good enough, so it all goes back to being sold, if he was that good as a 6, then maybe he would be the exception versus the norm. People, we have 311 people. We have 214 likes. The last 100 don't come in the chat. I don't want to hit the like button. I'm not happy. I'm not telling you the truth. I'm not happy. No keep ghosting, but I'm not happy.
All right. The World Cup final round, the qualification, the group that we're in, that's supposed to probably, ease the tensions a little bit. It's on paper. It's a relatively easy path. I don't think I've heard a public reaction from you about that draw. What do you think about that draw? In the context of all the problems we're having right now.
Right. So it is the best draw we could have gotten. But people don't think the whole way about football these days. See a team from New Zealand with some part-timers stop, draw a match the other day.
Yes, in the world.
Yes. So and with because all the people, so like Suriname or not Suriname, Curacao. If people remember, they give us a hard time. I think they drew us in one goal cup. The last match we played against them, they won us in a Caribbean Cup final. They beat us.
Yes.
It's not Curacao that is ranked 200 or 180, whatever they're ranked. We're playing.
Right.
Because overnight, if they go to their motherland and get 15 players to come and play for Curacao, that ranking don't mean anything.
Correct.
Stop talking about the ranking.
And that is exactly what they've done.
Right.
And they have Dick Advocate as a coach as well.
Right. So that ranking don't mean anything.
So people, just think about this, what Rudolph is saying. We're saying we're concerned about Curacao because they can just go overseas and for the motherland and pick their players. We can do exactly the same thing. In fact, we can pick much more quality players than Suriname can from the Dutch motherland. we can pick it from the England motherland. But the JFF hasn't spent any significant time, no strategy, no recruiting strategy, no process, no standards, nothing. They don't even have selection standards to allow themselves to have a chance to get some of the best players to bring them come play for us because they're too busy trying to sell players.
And on the day, look, there's less than 9 ways to score goals, you know.
Yeah.
People can, it's easy to a well-drilled defense. And plus AI will tell you how much ways Jamaica score goals. So so suppose you score goals 4 ways or 3 ways, right? A really good team score all 9, right? 4 way or 3 way. Then they could easily defend those ways or score goals if with a well-drilled defense.
Yep.
So no game is going to be easy.
Yeah.
This is their biggest opportunity to pull off an upset against Jamaica and go to the World Cup.
I heard all the teams in our group are happy that they're in that group.
All of them is happy. So let us not believe that it's going to be easy.
So it's not soup. Or soup.
No. And the complacency could be our biggest downfall. And that is why we have to have this conversation with the coach. And everybody have to put in their effort to try and make it happen. And that is what we're going to be doing. We try and make sure so we go to the World Cup.
All right, my boss. I have one more for you. A little bit off topic. We're having a running debate on the show for the rest from this week. Leon Bailey.
So we move forward. We're not understand. This question was between Leon Bailey and Black Pearl. We can't compare two people play at two different levels. That makes no sense. We don't know what Black Pearl could have been. Good footballer, like him. Jamaica love him, but we don't know what he could have been. So we're not do that comparison there. Because the comparison makes no sense to me. I've seen Black Pearl play. In fact, Black Pearl came to Bronx and played a game for my team once. Brilliant footballer, love him. Everybody love him, but we can't compare at different level. Bailey play Premier League, Black Pearl nothing play English First Division at any point in time. So we're not do the comparison there. People love Black Pearl, and he probably played better for Jamaica, but the competition was different. Times were different. I don't compare across eras because that make no sense. Anyway, so that was the conversation between the technical committee chair, or as I call him, the Gen Sec for Jamaica, and the hypocrite, Oral Tracy Maverick. I'm sorry to be calling him a name, but he's a hypocrite. People, please hit the like button. We only have 236 out of 331. Now, as I said, this show is about providing solutions, but I was sent this today, so I thought we could talk about it. There is nothing that Rudolph said in that interview that either we haven't spoken about or I didn't know about, to be honest. Even the concept and the idea about doing a performance reviews before making a decision about the coach, right? You know, he didn't answer the coach whether the coach is going to get fired or not. But you can't fire the coach because he hasn't done the due diligence of figuring out who could be a replacement. You hear me talk about this numerous times to say, you know what? Maybe what you should do is when you hire a coach, you have 3 more lineup. Maybe the 2 that you didn't hire, you tell them, you know what? If things happen, can I reach out to you? Can we have further conversation, right? You always have succession planning when you are in certain environment and making certain decisions. Yeah, they got Brighton. Always have a coach lineup, or 2. Sometimes even 3. So we should be able to go out and find a coach. This coach to me is not the answer. He's not the answer. I hear Maverick talk about the fact that, he doesn't think that we should make a change. That's his prerogative, not my prerogative. So we talked about this yesterday. So what must happen for September? Here's my view. I'm gonna list them out and talk about each of them. 1, we should change the coach. First thing, change the coach. Don't go on the ship with the coach. Bless up float management. Change the coach. That's the first thing. Second thing is select a squad based solely on merit and form, not on quotas or reputation. Again, select a squad based solely on merit and form, not on reputation. Third, well, I should flip it. Focus on recruiting, especially midfielders. We seem to have a litany of defenders, litany of forwards. Recruit midfielders and or identify people with the versatility to play midfield. 4, got to focus on team chemistry. And the coach talk about aggression and intensity. Make sure that we have that in our squad. Work it out. 5, I think we got to find a way for there to be continuous engagement. So the coach will meet with the players once every week, once every 2 weeks by a Zoom otherwise. That can help build up that camaraderie and whatever it may need. And then 6, you need to solidify your tactical identity. Are you a 4-3-3 team? Or your flexible 5-3-2 team? Figure out what you are. You may have to adjust your formation and your style of play based on the quality of the opponent, but figure it out before you go to September. Because right now we seem to be all over the place. Now, one thing I've done is, and you guys have asked me, who are these players coming in? I can't tell you that. But what I will do is something even interesting, is give you a list of potential players. And some people are saying, Kranky, mad. How am I doing? You know, them players are from, we can't even consider it, but they're considerations. Some are in process, some are not in process. Some will give me a list. People, hit the like button. 250 or 329. Hit the like button, people. A quality program when I get. Me can't say this myself. Into me, I do it. Quality program I get. Hit the like button. Right? Kranky, those are in order that what do you need? Yeah. No, those are things that we got to do before September. So here's the list of players I've come up with that we should consider. I'm sure there are others, like a Dujan Sterling I don't have on the list. I know him injured. I don't know if you consider it. There are people like Hutchinson, who stepped away, like Jonathan Rowe, who stepped away. They both for England at 21. So here's a list of the players I have of people that should be considered. I have 12 players up there. Some of them are in progress. Some have not gotten there yet. I'll go through them pretty quickly, but I won't say where they are. Mason Greenwood goes without saying. We haven't talked too much about Mason. Quality forward, world-class player, will change the team. So we talk about Black Pearl. So think about Mason as Black Pearl. Black Pearl light up Jamaica. Think about Mason as a Black Pearl light, right? Second, Dwight McNeil. Why we haven't approached Dwight McNeil with vigor is beyond me. That to me makes no sense, right? This is a player who took Demarai Gray's game at Everton, right? Took his game. This is a player who started out playing the left wing. He was born in 1999. He's 26 years old this year. Born in November, right? Or he's 27 this year. Something like that, 26, 27, whatever. Can't add 99 in born. I know he was waiting for England, but he had a long injury. And the question is, why don't we pursue him with vigor right now? Because he's a need. He played left wing for most of his career. Then he switched to play the 8. And then more recently, he was playing under Moyes when he came back, the 10. And he has an engine like nobody else in this team. Can run all day. Why wouldn't pursue him with vigor? I have no idea. But as I said before, we talk about Curacao, can go pick up team in the motherland. We can do the same thing. But the JFF is not doing it as they should. They have no plan to recruit, no plan to recruit, and they don't want to recruit. Those recruits that they have are basically people like Devon go recruit them. JFF now no plan for do nothing. Lloyd Kelly, center back, starting for Juventus. Didn't see him play today. Didn't really watch a game. But he was at Newcastle. He was at Bournemouth for a while. He played a lot. Went to Newcastle to get in game time. Then went to Italy. Quality player. I'm sure if we pursue him, we can get him because he's not in England radar. Tyreek Mitchell. He hasn't gotten to the English team. Tuchel hasn't called him. None of those coaches have called him. I think he got called once, didn't play. Very good center back. Crystal Palace. Quality. Great potential. Max Aarons played the championship, young player the championship 1 year, was at Bournemouth, didn't get much playing time, very attacking right back. Now in Spain, quality. Cameron Archer, Southampton, quick, skillful, good finisher, quality. Jed Spence, yes, he said he want to play for England. Yes, he got interviewed and said that. But you know what? It's World Cup time coming up, and everybody want to play World Cup. Tuchel hasn't called him. He may play for Tottenham this year, but he has competition between the right back and left back, even though he's very versatile. Go approach him again. Approach him in a very structured way. Don't do this willy-nilly recruiting stuff you do. Kind of make no sense. Bailey Cadamarti, very young, good player. Went to play for England. You know why? Because he got disrespect by Hogrimson. Because he was told that he wouldn't be played if he come play for us. And he looked at Whisper getting game and says, what the hell, I played at a higher level, why can't get game? He wouldn't play for England. And by the way, if you hear the process he went through to get this nationalization, get citizenship, you'll be amazed. You wouldn't do that, and I wouldn't do that. So that means he was interested. And he got discouraged. That's why he not come in him leave. Jaden Anthony, want to be pursued, quality winger. Bournemouth, another one to be considered. Tyrese Campbell, quality championship forward. This is not the Tyrese that played for Charlton. This is the one that played for Sheffield. quality forward to be considered. He scored in the game that they lost, but good player. And Rico Henry, who tore up his knee, had ACL surgery, came back late last year, played for Brentford, very good player, someone to consider. And then I added there one of my favorites, Ravel Morrison, quality footballer who was not given the time of day by this coach, because it looked like the coach don't like him, right? We'll play something about Ravel, who'd been a nomad, but there's so much coming down Ravel. I just feel like I had to play one to feel good about it again. I just feel like it. What the hell happened here?
Let me tell you, Ravel is the best player of my generation, the generation 93 that I've seen. Really? Yes. There's no doubt. I'm telling you, confirmed, because people were saying it. I saw stuff, Neymar, quality, that we saw.
I cut it off. There was Pogba talking. And I know, yes, I said, when he's like Ronaldinho, when they're in their rocking chair, and when Ravel's in rocking chair, it's better than the midfield that we have right now. I don't care what anybody says. My understanding that Ravel had a run-in with the coach. I'd be not surprised. Right? Had a run-in with the coach. It's my understanding. I'm sure YouTube is going to ding me on this and I have to get rid of this music. But anyway, I played it anyway. I'm going to have to cut it out. But Ravel is still quality. And even when he's playing the third league in the Emirates, he's better than the midfielders that we have. You think Palmer is a better midfielder than Ravel? You think Russ is a better midfielder than Ravel? Not in my eyes. Never in my eyes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And then Mothersill, who can play forward and play the 10, young kid. We need to bring in some youngsters in this team. The team is getting old. Mothersill, Karamarti, maybe a Brandon Cuff. All those young kids need to be bringing into the team and be blended. We're joking, people. Joking with the quality that we have. Keep talking about Curacao bringing in players from the motherland. We have a ton of them. Ton. And I didn't put up there. I don't know why I didn't have up there. Where's Kyle Walker-Peters? I thought I had him up there. He's not up there. People, we have ton. A lot of players who are not getting to the England team anytime soon, who could play in this team and play quality football and do really well and do well in this region. The problem we have is a JFF that doesn't recruit because they don't want to recruit. I'm telling you, they don't want to recruit. This is not a ifs, ands, or but. It's not guessing. They don't want to recruit. They have no process. They have no structure. They have no standard. They don't go out. They don't go and seek players. They don't track players. They don't do that. We have a Tyrese Hall at Tottenham. We have Johnson from Ajax, the under-18 or under-20 captain who plays for the Holland junior team and played the other day when they played England. They want to be Jamaican. They're not tracked. They're not encouraged. It's crazy. And that's the JFS fault. I don't care what anybody says. People hit the like button, man. 269 likes and 369 people. That means 100 of you haven't hit the like button. What I'm trying to make is, people, the problem that we have, a lot of is JFF making because they're so focused on trying to get local players into the team. And I have no problem with local players. I was told that you, Kranky, don't like, by someone seeing the JFF, you don't like local players. You don't want local players in the team. No, I want quality in my damn team because I want to win. I don't want to happen when the Gold Cup happen. I don't want to happen when the Copa happen. The last 2 years, we have not been playing good football, people. We have been poor. We beat Canada and got lucky. We then beat Panama, came third. We should have beaten the US, so I shouldn't call it luck per se, under Hargimson. So he played very defensive football, but we didn't enjoy the football. Because as people who love football, we want to see more exploratory football. We want to see more optically pleasing football. We want football that's nice on the eyes, and we want to win with it, right? And we deserve that as fans. But I'll say this: we are playing. We're not playing pleasing football now, and we're not winning. And we're playing teams like BVI and struggling, Cuba with 10 million struggling, St. Vincent and struggling. And you want to keep this damn coach? He was supposed to be a recruiter. He ain't playing no young players. He have Tyrese Campbell come sit on the goddamn bench for the entire process. Have Dixon playing, have Cephas making a fool of himself, and he ain't making the changes. Like, really? How does that work? So if you're Tyrese Campbell, or you're Malik Mothersill, who I heard discontinue his following JFF, or you're Tyrese Campbell, who's played great all season, get elevated to the championship, played over 46 games, and you come sit down and watch Dixon play, and I watch Cephas play, and I watch all the other players play. And then I watch Bailey play when I produce. Them now produce. Bailey play one in every 10 game play. The players I have up here, people, go recruit them. Because you know what we need to do? Nobody game should be safe. We should be like England. Have 40. We have a 60-man squad, and 80% of the squad no good. You know what? Let me rephrase that. I'm not saying no good. They're not at the level they need to be. They're not at the level that can give us a chance in CONCACAF to win. So why you have them in the squad? You have about 30 JP players in the squad. What you put them in the squad for? So they can feel good? That's not helping those kids. You give them false hope. You're giving the kids false hope. In fact, what you're doing is inappropriate because you put them in a situation to say they're good enough and they're not at the level they need to be because you haven't coached them well. It's not their fault they haven't been coached well. It's crazy. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Busy Atkinson get to play over Tyrese Campbell. Busy playing JPL. Tyrese playing League One, going to championship, and Busy play over him. You can't make it up, people. You can't make it up. Now, I think what we should do is this. If we can get in some of these players, if I was building this team around people, I'm building the team around Blake. I'm building the team around Greenwood, because he should be coming. Even though Pinnock is older, I'm building the team around Pinnock. And most of the players, that's, a defender. I'm building the team around Lati Bodier. Some people don't like Lati. I think Lati is one of those players who you need in your team. He's a leader. I'm building the team around Dexter Dapp, Bobby Reed. Those players I want in my team. The rest of the players, you got to go fight for your places. Go fight for your places because your place is not secure. All the rest of them. Gray, Bailey, Antonio, all of them. Oh, I'm sorry. Build a team around Hayden too. Hayden has to be there because we don't have another 6. The rest of them got to go fight for your place. Russell, Palmer, Bell, Greg Lee, Lemba, all of them go fight for the place. All of them. I didn't misspoke with my names, people. I'm going to tell you the names again. Blake, Greenwood, Pinnock, Lati, Hayden. The rest of the people have to fight for them place. So Lowe, for example, you got to fight with Hogan to get his place. You got to go fight for your place. Sorry. Can't help you. And then I think we should play a 4-2-3-1 because we're imbalanced in the midfield. We need a double pivot versus having a 8 who's trying to play the 10 and a 10 who's lost. We have 1 10 in the last game. The game before last was lost. And an 8 who's playing forward because he ain't playing no defense. And therefore, we only have 1 person in the middle who was Lati. That don't make no sense to me. Coach is awful. Sorry. So, in terms of accountability breakdown, JFF must provide transparency. Well, actually, Rudolph provided transparency in the coach contract. Rudolph basically said, which I thought was interesting, because I was told that the coach is supposed to live in Jamaica. I don't know if that's in contract. He was supposed to live in Jamaica and he didn't. I think it was in his contract. So that's a clause. But Rudolph says they learned from the last time. So they have to give 1 month notice period. I don't know which coach. If I'm a coach, I'm not signing that contract, by the way. I'm not signing a 1 month coaching period. You got to pay me for at least 6 months if I'm going to get fired. That ain't happening. But that's what they probably signed. So that means he can let the coach go. He has the ability to let the coach go based on what he says. All right? And JFF must give us more insight about the contract, but also have to engage us and engage the stakeholder community in terms of moving forward because they've done a poor job so far. That's why we're struggling. That's why everybody's nervous because we'll never get a better time to make the World Cup, given the 3 teams in the region are hosting it. The media, the traditional media, Korean YouTubers, they have to hold the JFF more accountable. They have to stop protecting certain people. They have to be transparent and create the need for transparency. The media is supposed to be accountable to their customers and the fans. And these media, all they want to do is make friend. Including the hypocrite, by the way. I don't want to do a make friend. They don't want to do the right thing. They want to make sure that the people have transparency and the public have transparency. They're not trying to make friend. We don't have friend thing. We need accountability. We want performance. We want good outcome. And we'll spend more money to support the team if we believe that the right things are being done in the right way. So we leave the thing up here, people, with the names. All those names should be pursued. Now, some of those names are in progress. I'm not going to tell you which one, but there's a lot of names up there. Right? And here's my summary. And you guys can call in after this as it relates to my perspective. First thing, fire the coach ASAP and then appoint an experienced or smart interim coach. Because we just try to get World Cup. I didn't put Jonathan Rowe up there because Jonathan Rowe and both Omari and Jonathan are waiting for England. That's why I didn't put them up there. And I confirmed that yesterday. And they look happy when I see them celebrating with Harvey Elliott when he scored the 2 goals against the Dutch. You see them celebrating, they're happy, right? I didn't put them up there, even though they have their citizenship. At least I know Jonathan Rowe got his. I don't know about Amari, though Amari has been here forever. They got to go recruit players. It's an imperative to go recruit players in a very structured, well thought out way. I know Pika has some now 90-day period requirement. Go talk to the Minister of Sports. Go work with Pika to expedite the process if you can get these players on board. Because this is an emergency, which need emergency solution and people to react immediately. We got to lock in a formation and we have to get the core squad down as soon as possible. So expedite the recruiting process. Because we can't keep just adding people back and forth, even though we know countries do it, but it should be on the periphery or on the not necessarily need to go bring in 15 new players, but given how we're playing, we probably need about 20 new players. Right? And then we have to come win September when we play Bermuda and Trinidad. Playing Bermuda away and Trinidad at home. Have to win those games. By the way, good thing that Trinidad have the problems we do. I don't hear a lot about Bermuda, but Trinidad's no better than us. So that's my perspective, people. You can call in now and give your views. You can call in. That's my, and as I said before, I'm only here for an hour and 45 minutes. So we got 39 minutes left. You can call in, we can talk, but you can tell me if Kranky just talking nonsense as usual, or you can tell me if I'm talking sense, or what you may have a different perspective. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. And by the way, while you're here, hit the like button, people. And I appreciate those of you hitting the like button. I appreciate you, and I thank you for doing so. Those of us who don't want to hit the like button, you came to the wrong program. So next time, go to somebody else's program. Come to my program. Okay, now support me. Because I'm not asking for money, so I don't know why you don't hit the like button. Because they are big people for money and say, give me, drop super chat. They don't even ask on super chat, right? So you can't hit the like button, then me don't want you on my program. Sorry. Go somewhere else. Go watch somebody else. You're wasting my time, wasting your time. Okay, you don't like to hear me. You don't like to hear what I'm saying, so why are you here? Seriously. Yeah, Conrad, I think, look, people, everybody's desperate to get to World Cup. Desperate. Except us, it seems. Good evening. Who am I speaking to?
Patrick here, Kranky.
Patrick, how are you saying, Patrick? What do you like to say, Patrick?
Quick question. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Do you think it is too late now for us to actually, or the JFF, to fire the coach and to get a replacement and to get the squad to drill and all that?
Based on the coach performance, I think the coach is a detriment and not an asset. So if it's a detriment and a liability, why wouldn't you fire him? It's not too late to fire him. We have 3 months to go get. Look, if Hagimson had left 3 months before, we'd go get a coach, right? I would do it now. Don't take too much trying to assess something. The outcome tells us everything. We see what happened. He picked the wrong squad. He picked the wrong players. He did poor in-game management, poor out-of-game management. He's not ready for this job. He's a dinosaur. So
and the next question is for me.
It's an easy question.
Okay, so the other one is, do you think the JFF have another coach lined up? Because this is the big problem.
No.
And who will they use?
No.
So we have a problem. We have a problem.
We do have a problem. But I don't think they think that way.
You know? And the thing is, if they fired him, I don't want him to go with a local coach. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to go with a local coach.
I don't think we have any qualified local coaches. I know people talk about Coley. I don't know about Coley enough to comment on that, but I don't think we have any qualified locally based coaches to take over the team.
So, I mean, off your head, do you have a coach in mind? I know you're always talking about coach from Spain and all that. So,
I have a long list, but I don't want to talk about them yet. One coach
you probably need to shoot it up.
Say Wilfred Nancy, for example. The coach I'm thinking about, they probably don't leave their job, right? Because they probably make more money. So Wilfred Nancy, who is French and Haitian, coach Columbus Crew, won 2023 MLS title, innovative coach, play position football. He's an example, right? Or one could you consider.
Okay.
Right. The other coaches. There's some of them are free agents. So some people have free agents for a reason, right? The coach that took Alexandre Guimaraes, who took Guatemala, Costa Rica to World Cup. Brazil, Costa Rica. He's another example. So the coaches out there, but they got to go do their due diligence and figure out which one will fit. Because a coach may have some of the prerequisites you have, but he probably can't speak the language. He's probably not going to blend with the culture. Also, you got to get somebody who can adapt to the culture really well.
Yeah, that's a worry thing about it, because it's not like club football. Like normally club football, they would spend a lot of time with the players and all that. So you can fire a coach and get a new one in, and they could spend time with the player. This is international football. So when the window open back in September, it's going to straight to World Cup qualifier. So he's not going to be able to meet those players until then. So that is my concern. I'm not saying not to fire the coach, but my concern is we fire the coach and then we don't make it to the World Cup because the other coach is going to spend time to get to know his players and to get them to gel and all that. That's the problem I have.
So you assume this coach knows his players.
Listen, no, you know what?
Hey, Patrick.
No, you're kidding me. Listen,
Patrick.
No, you don't. Because sometimes
wait, Patrick, back up. Any coach who played low against BVI and failed and played low again in another game against Guatemala, he don't know his players. He doesn't know his players.
I'm gonna get myself in trouble here, but I don't think he's the one that put low in the midfield. I think it's Murray and Gordon. I don't think it's him. I will get myself in the trouble. But listen, I don't think he's the one did that. I think, on Mr. Argrimson, they actually put low there, and if we see what happens. So he never around that time. So I think it's his assistant said, "Hey, we could have put low in there." But the football don't work like that.
But Patrick, we've talked about this, right? You can't work part-time on a job. You as a coach, I know you're seasoned as McLaren. You come to the job, you try and get to World Cup. You should be saying, "You know what? I'm gonna take the next year and a half of my life. I'm not gonna live. I'm gonna live, breathe this football and this team to cement my legacy." Because my legacy has been dashed when I coached England and I failed miserably, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm not coached a team since 2019 as a head coach. So I'm going to spend I'm with Ten Hag, we failed. I'm going to invest in myself and invest in this process. He hasn't done that. As he finished playing, he run back to England, go on vacation.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And this would have been his only chance to redeem himself and to bring a country to the World Cup. You know what I mean? And make a name for himself. But it seems like it's not happening for him at this moment. But that's my only concern, Kranky. I mean,
it's a fair concern.
If they fired him, I can say I don't like it. But at the same time, my concern is we fired him, and then we get a coaching, and then the whole thing is a mess. That's my only concern. But I mean, I would have fired him, but at the same time, that's my concern. I have a big concern. So I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Because I know the JFF don't have somebody else lined up. You know what I mean? I sure they don't. So I don't know what they're gonna do, and if you come with an interim coach, who they're gonna go with, a local coach? I don't.
Yeah.
No. So that's all I have to say, Kranky. But anyway,
Patrick, appreciate the call, sir. But I understand. I understand the concern. Let me say this.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, Patrick. Let me say this, people, which is this. I understand Patrick's concern. It's a legit concern about making change late in the game. This coach doesn't do it for me. Good evening.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, can you turn on the noise in the background, please?
Hold on 1 sec. Any better?
Yeah, it's better. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, Rico.
Yeah, but the noise still come back. But anyway, go ahead. Let me see if we can work through this.
All right, hold on. Let me see. Yeah. Is it any better now?
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, go ahead. Who am I speaking to?
Rico Dunn.
Rico Dunn. What do you have to say, Rico?
The coach need to go. We should have gone already.
He probably left already. He just has been. He probably went back home.
No, not like that, man. In P45.
Right.
Sending P45, man. It's been almost a year, and I can't tell you a quality performance from the team under this coach. Not one.
Yep.
And the Guatemala game was a mirage, right? When I went on, I can't go on it because I have some of the channels weird and speaking in Spanish, but I don't know if it's AI translated in a real time for you.
Right.
The people in there say no, Tina is El Professor. Him trick them. No, I'm telling you, you can look it up. The man must say no, him trick them. We are focused on the Gold Cup. And what come up, the Gold Cup match come, them gave us a master class in football. I'm not ready, man. I'm a Man United supporter. I never want him to get the job. He's not a good manager. The man never be an assistant and a better coach. And I'm telling you, if we're going to World Cup qualifying with this man, we are not qualifying. Because Curacao has a world-class coach. We have a terrible coach. He cannot control the players, and he's not a leader. He's very uncomfortable in the press conferences. And if the players if me can see it as a fan, that go bleed into the players, and the players not gonna respect him. Why will I follow your instructions when you seem like such an unsure person? It can't work. You need to go.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you at all.
And this thing about getting in more players, in a sense, to give a crap manager more players, it's not gonna change anything. You're gonna continue to repeat the same mistakes with better players. Better players is not gonna fix this. And a quality of players we barely get by BVI. That is not the issue. So we can make excuses for him. He's just not a quality manager. And we have the best chance we ever gonna have to go to a World Cup, and we cannot miss it up. So I don't want to hear this nonsense about give him a chance. No, it cannot work, brother. It cannot work. In team selections, in tactics, in aura, him not have it, man. He's not that dude. He's not that guy.
I don't disagree with you at all. I haven't disagreed with one word you've said so far.
Kranky is 64. This is who he is. He's not going to evolve and get past who he is. It's been a year, people. It's over, man. We see it, you know, we make a mistake. We blunder.
Yep.
We appointed the wrong coach. Right? I know people are...
Yeah, it was a lazy hire. Lazy hire. I've said that numerous times. A lazy hire.
But we love lazy hires. So no, not new. It's more it's par for the course. That's what we listen. A lot of people in the JFF make the technical decisions in relation to staff. They make it based on people that they can control and tell what to do.
Right.
And then sitting at the background and say we don't have any sort of maybe control isn't, but influence. Maybe that's a better word. That's a more apt term. Influence the decisions.
Yeah.
Drop little nuggets here and there, but me make the final decision, you know. But I feel like I can influence your decision make, and it can't work, but it cannot work. Mason Greenwood is not gonna fix this man's coaching or lack of coaching ability. He's terrible, awful, and people are saying.
Go ahead.
People are saying Grimmy gave him Damian Lowe, and Damian Lowe was playing CDM, and maybe somebody in our ears, in our eyes to see. I hear and see something isn't working. Where tell me what the former coach do? In blind?
Yeah. No, I hear you. It's frustrating, especially those of us who watch football for a long time. And he got called up by Speid, you know. Because Speid throw the coach under the bus, you know, when he talked about the midfield that he took. When Maverick talked about only 4 midfielders and that was the right decision. And you know what Speid said? His Cavalier team wouldn't have a situation like that. Right. He basically said it was a bad decision by the coach. 3 men on the bus.
Kranky, if I pick a 26-man squad, and you pick, I'm not going to say 4, I'm going to say you pick 3 midfielders. And you don't pick Ravel because you don't like Ravel.
Yeah, apparently he's not supportive of Ravel. He doesn't like Ravel, no.
But you see, if you pick Ravel and pick Brandon Cover, just say cover, even if Brandon not play a minute. You get me? I say,
yeah.
Like I don't understand him decisions. I'm gonna feel like maybe come here try to figure out what he could possibly be. You see, when I see the squad, Kranky, the first thing I did, I counted the midfielders, and I'm like, in a head, say somebody might get injured, somebody I gotta get suspended because it's midfielders I do usually the bulk of the tackling. You never expect
bulk of the running.
Right,
yeah.
Right, which make them more susceptible to injuries and suspensions. That never occur in your head, and we must continue with this man into World Cup qualifying.
Yeah.
You know, things say Curacao coach I lick him chops right now. If Taylor could have realized that him can outsmart this man easily. What the Curacao coach name again? Oh God.
Advocate,
which is a far better coach than this current coach. What you think him think? Him probably said, yeah, Jamaica have talent, but we can't outcoach this man.
Yeah.
Steve McCarthy need to go, man. He need to go, and him no need to. Them need to give him P45. Them are gonna probably say them now have the money to fire him. But maybe them need to sit down with him and say, no, them I know them stay. Them probably need to sit down with him, Kranky, and say, yo, listen. We see enough evidence and I think this is gonna work when I really have the money for fire. But you know, we could just come to a mutual agreement, a mutual parting of ways. We won't say nothing negative about you. We just say it never work out.
Yeah.
It can't continue, Kranky. No amount of better quality players cannot help this man. He's just a poor coach and he's not a leader. And
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Now I'm gonna say, I mean, I can't disagree with one word you've said so far. Normally I don't totally agree with my callers, but I can't disagree with anything that you're saying. I have the same view.
It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment, Kranky. Like, the football is atrocious. I don't know what we're doing from one game to the next. At least an agreement, I know what I was trying to do, but might not agree with it.
Right.
But I went, you know what? This is his philosophy. This is how he want to play football. I hate it, but I understand. I don't know what he's doing. He's like a mad scientist, but there's no science involved.
Yeah.
So if you're a mad scientist and there's no science involved, you're just mad.
Yeah, I know people think that we are brutal and we are horrible as YouTubers, but what people don't realize is that we are fans and we're just expressing what we see in our perspective. And what people need to realize is that we're no worse than any other YouTubers who cover off the club teams or the countries, because they're going to give credit when credit is due and they're going to call out nonsense when they see nonsense.
Exactly, Kranky. Me get it sting. Me take a 1 year break from it, you know. 1 year, me get exactly 1 year. Me come back and nothing change.
Yeah, well, we're going to the World Cup, though. We're going to the World Cup. With or without this coach, we're going to the World Cup.
Kranky, if we got the World Cup with him, it's going to be embarrassing. Because if him can't manage BVI, geez, God, I know. So when they must start, you know, so we make it to the World Cup and them are go do the groups based on rankings and all of that. You know we're gonna get a tough group. So we're gonna get 12 and 12 and 12 and then come up.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
It needs to go, man. But thanks for your time, Kranky.
Yeah, man. Thank you for calling. Appreciate it.
Man.
All right, cool. Let me call back in sequence. The call coming in. Good evening. Good evening.
Bless up. Good evening. Bless up.
I have to limit the calls to 5 minutes because people are calling in and I don't want to be rude. So
yeah, man. My thing quick and clear. Mr. People talk about the coach. We can't hire a coach so quick. That's not true because Ancelotti after he left Real Madrid, he went to Brazil 2 weeks after, pick up a brand new Brazil squad actually, and they did good. So I mean, if a coach had him homework and him have all of July and August to prep, yeah, we can definitely hire a coach quick and get through that. That is not an issue. Lots of teams do that all the time.
It's a part-time coach anyway. Some people have worried about a part-time coach. He's not full-time.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a part-time coach. You have to go, man. Definitely. And I feel like let's just say the thing where Rickett said today, where Rickett say them are gonna make a decision. They're gonna make every fan happy. That means that the coach I get fired because there's nothing. Every YouTuber, everybody, a call team get fired. So
I don't know. Is that what it really means though? Because if they're saying they have to assess the information first to make a decision, that's what Speid says. Isn't that contradictory to what Ricketts is saying then?
Yeah,
Ricketts is saying they're going to make a decision, and he said we can't make a decision until we get all the facts. Then they're talking in circles as usual. They're never aligned. Yeah,
true that. That's why I look and say, man, Speid has said something totally different. Maybe just I said that to just take off the pressure right now for everybody that calls for the firing.
Right.
And they're going to try to keep it on the road. After 9 days in Jamaica, we move on to something else that them are old. But the pressure is there. So I don't know. I feel like that I go on though. But definitely coach thing can but when I think I'm the one that you know, where you come into the keeper and I say, yeah, Jamaica gonna make it regardless, right?
Yeah.
In the last World Cup, yeah, we say Wales make it over Italy, right? And Italy was ranked 9 in the world. The World Cup before that, 2018. You know, say Iceland with make it over Italy.
Right, but here's the thing though. I don't know. Look, Curacao will be getting a lot of diaspora players, heritage players in their team. We have the ability to get as good or better diaspora players than them if we go out and do the sourcing. We have a JFF who should take most of the blame for this, but they go hide when things go bad. I bet no JFF person come out and say anything. Speed come out and said something in public, which they normally don't do. But he got a sweet interview called Maverick. Didn't give him no hard question. Come on, my channel, hey, Mr. President or Rudolph. Come on, my channel. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation with somebody going to ask them questions which won't require answer versus throwing you them nice softballs so you can hit them over the fence.
Exactly. But with this coach, or if them use a local coach, you're confident they even bring in top players like the reference that we just make to Italy. You're confident that them still can make it.
Look, we're gonna get some players in, right? I couldn't say which ones are on that list. We're gonna get some players in, right? No, but we're gonna get some players in. And to me, it's gonna be about the players versus the coach, because I don't think the coach is good enough to be the differentiator or to make a difference when we play anybody. I don't think he's good enough, or his assistants are good enough. But I think the players will be good enough to overcome the obstacles despite the coach. That's what I've been saying this from day one.
Because everybody has said Kranky a keeper, and I said we are going to work up. All right, so you know you have a lot of responsibility from that. Hey, I got
work up.
All right. But anyway,
unless those players say, you know what, not lose too much, we not come. That's a different story.
Every channel we go on, everybody has a Kranky, so we are going to work up. The players them right. So we are all accountable for that. All right, bless up. Good night.
Even me have to run away. We not go work up. Hey, it's good night.
Kranky.
Yes, who am I speaking to?
Yeah, man. I speak to Blue Mountain, you know.
Blue Mountain, how are you doing?
I'm going enough, Kranky. We're there.
Yeah, so we haven't said Blue Mountain, but you have 5 minutes Blue Mountain. Okay, I know the phone busy because people vex.
All right. So here's my take on the whole situation. Right? I have yet to see a coach come to Jamaica and took an approach like a Simoes.
Right. Which is? Explain.
All right. So when Simoes came to Jamaica, what Simoes did, Simoes used to play a lot of practice matches. And when he couldn't get an international team, Simoes would play a Clarendon 11, a Montego Bay 11, a St. Catherine 11. You know?
Right.
So he had time, even the local players that was playing in the Premier League at the time, even if they weren't up to standard, he was able to tweak the team and get them to where he wanted them to be.
Right.
You understand what I say?
Uh-huh.
This thing, I know, we play our 2 practice match for the year. Not make no sense.
But your theory, I understand what you're saying, and it makes sense. But here's the problem that you have with your theory. Almost all the players, apart from a few JPL players, play overseas, and they have club duties and responsibility. So clubs refuse to release players outside the international window most times.
But here is this. What you could do is look for the best local players, right? The best local players.
Right.
And you could work with them, right? And then when it's time to get the British born players in, we could try and gel the team in better that way. Because you already have playing with the local player, playing practice match, you will already know how the local player and how you can infuse them with the British born players.
Right.
And I think that's what Simoes did. But also don't forget there was time when Simoes would take him the local base player to England and play lower league clubs, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, think about it. When Simoes first came, there were only 3 overseas-based players who were or heritage players who were in the team. You know, everyone else was in Jamaica, right? Apart from maybe Cargill who played in Israel. Most of the players were in Jamaica, so he had the ability to have just like you said with the Honduras of the world. They're locally based. They play together. The national team almost like become a club team. We don't have that. If you're local nowadays, that means you're not at the level you need to be. That's why you haven't been sold overseas. That's why the JFF don't recruit overseas players, because they want to sell every player to make some money to assist them to do whatever they want to do. So in the end of the day, if you are local now, you may not be at the right level to be part of the national team. So that concept that you're saying, it makes a lot of sense, but you don't have the players available to allow you to play the practice game to get that chemistry that you're alluding to.
But as I'm saying, what we can still use a local player, call the players from the JPL.
And I think that's something the JFF wants to do, but some of these coaches don't want to do it either. Meaning, you see, we play games mainly against Trinidad because of costs and other reasons. I think what I've been told is that the JFF would love to have more local, more friendlies, international friendlies, but they got to get buy-in from the coaches, and they didn't get it from Hogginson. They're not getting it from this other coach because he works part-time, so he can't stay for the friendlies. He works part-time.
Okay. So the other thing I also want to say is in regards to this field Gold Cup campaign. I know we didn't have the best team there in terms of like midfield. I think our midfield was non-existent, right? But for me, I think our rotation in the ball is poor. People don't realize that Panama beat us with simple textbook play. Do you notice every time Panama pick up the ball and they're trying to play the ball out of like around our players, you know what they do? You know, when you go to a soccer training, the first like a triangular pass of the teacher, it was that them I use to beat with all game.
Yeah, but we don't play like that. You're right in terms of, and look, you saw Man City today where they try to play the ball around the first line of defense, right? That's what Rodri does brilliantly, actually. Yeah. So then the first line is gone. You only have two lines of defense you have to penetrate, right? What you're saying is that they bring their number 6 back, and Rodri was doing it today between the two center halves. So then you have to attack them. They have more spacing to move the ball around you and play more triangle.
To move the ball around.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to do. I don't think that's very hard for the type of players we have.
Well, Hayden does it a little bit, actually. The last game Hayden played, even though Guatemala wasn't their strongest team, we're seeing more signs of him doing that, actually. Where the 6 is almost playing like a CB sometimes. The 6 jump drop back. The center forward then doesn't know where to go. If you attack the 6 have 2 outlets, left or right. Or the 8 comes back or the 10 comes back. So he has 4 passes and can go back to the keeper if he wants versus having, say, 1 or 2 passes.
Okay, me now stay long enough, so me touch 2 more points.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. Do you know the origin on Damian Lowe?
Damian or Arnold Lowe?
Damian.
Yeah, I've met Damian.
Because I tell you, because I really believe that guy is from St. Thomas, Damian Lowe. Because Fim Obia Trang, I don't know Damian Lowe is still in Jamaica.
What do you mean Obia Trang? What do you mean Obia? No.
I don't know that man is still in Jamaica team.
Oh, you mean you don't like his game?
I don't know how he's in any national team at all.
So wait, you believe in Obia? Whether the skip the true
Me not believe in Obia. Me not believe in Obia. But that man I work with some Obia because there's no possible way Damian Lowe.
So I have a question for you. Other Lowe or King, which one you prefer?
You know, after this tournament, me start reaching. Me like King, you know. Me like King, but I think King is terrible too. But I tell you something, you know. I tell you something, Kranky. I tell you something. I don't want to say too much. I was watching a Corner League finals, right?
Yeah.
And that was 2 years ago. And the team recruited King and Kaim Dixon. I didn't even know they was on the field playing. And I was watching the game and I was saying to my cousin them, man, I want to call baller. I didn't even know that King and Kaim Dixon was playing.
Okay.
They played in a league, in a little Corner League in a St. Thomas. I asked them if I lie, me I tell.
Okay. So you're saying they didn't impress you? They didn't impress you?
None of them. Because, you know, the rain was falling. And I was saying to them, back in the days when we play ball, you see that puddle of water there? When we finish it, it'll dry up.
All right. Okay.
Right?
So maybe they don't want to get injured, though. Maybe they're playing around the puddle because they want to get injured.
No, listen, Kranky. I am telling you, I like the kid Kaim Dixon. I see you have a heart for the game.
Yeah, he does.
And I realized that he's not so terrible as I think he was.
Okay.
But these guys are average players. When I was growing up, let me tell you which team was my team when I was growing up. I was a Chelsea fan and I was a Netherlands fan. Till today, those are the 2 teams that I support away from Jamaica. So when I see Walter Boyd came on the scene, I made the man and say, Walter Boyd, that is great forward. Me already know that Walter Boyd is an average player to me because I always say, listen, a Netherlands on my team. Yeah? Me I watch clippings of Van Basten and me I watch Bergkamp and all them man. You understand what I say?
Yeah.
And my all-time favorite midfielder is a midfielder named Clarence Seedorf. Because I think if he was a white man, people would regard him as the greatest midfielder in Europe.
He was a brilliant player and he won a lot of Champions League. Yep.
Brilliant player. The first player to win 3 Champions League with 3 different teams.
Yep.
I think if he was a lighter skin color, they would have said, no, this guy is the greatest player. Because remember, he was winning. He won Champions League as younger than Ronaldinho at Ajax,
He won Ajax, won at Milan, and when the
Milan.
Was it Barcelona or Real Madrid? One of them.
At Real Madrid. He never played for Barcelona.
Real Madrid, okay.
So and then he went to Brazil in his later days. He went to Brazil and also won in Brazil. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So me I watch baller from a long time, so me know footballer. And I am telling you, when I watch this new crop of Jamaican baller that play in the Premier League, them no better than the little youth that we used to watch a play on the street corner back in the days. And I tell you, I grew up in a community filled with baller, I grew up in a community in East Kingston, Wellington Town, where you have players like Garfield Perry, Victor Samuel, and all those guys. Great players.
Well, they look great then, but they may not have been great.
No, they were great players.
Because who we considered great at one point, they may not have been that great. But I hear we all have our views as to who's good or who's not good. So I hear you.
No, but back then Jamaica didn't have a real good structure. So a lot of players that were supposed to reach a certain level. Because even when me hear people talk about Walter Boyd, I feel like Party got Davis and Altiman Butler. I feel like they were better strikers.
Well, Altiman was a midfielder, but anyway, I hear you.
I mean, and Woolly Harris. I feel like Woolly Harris was above Walter Boyd too.
Okay.
I used to watch this player named Ray Graham. I liked him. He never made it in the national team. You had a player at Constant Spring named Chippy McDonald. I feel like those players was great players.
Yeah.
But then, but my thing we have to do something. We have to do something fast. And we can't keep firing and hiring coaches. At this point, I don't think it's the coaches. At this point, I think it's the players need to take personal responsibility.
Yeah.
I did a lot of rethinking, and I'm telling you, King and Lowe is not as good as we think they are. Me personally, I don't think they should. I don't think those are players we can go to the World Cup with. I don't want a player that have a good game today and a good bad game tomorrow. Bailey, me never want to say too much about Bailey, because when you talk about Bailey, people say you're bad mind. Jamaica thing have this thing say you're bad mind, bad mind. And me I watch Bailey before all of them. Me know from Bailey go to Belgium, from them I say Bailey I go play for Belgium and all these things. Enough people they know that.
All right.
Because I used to follow a Jamaican player. I used to type in the British players them and see which one of them is connected to Jamaica, because I always said, why don't we call these British-born players?
Yeah, no, yeah, Carla. But Carla, you're 5 minutes up. I apologize. We have a call by some people.
All right, man, respect.
Yeah, but thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
All right. So let me call back somebody who just called me like twice. No, Kishan, we can't take a call. Kishan, you don't call back Kishan. You just call me, but me can't call back. Me have a call back T-God first. He called me twice. Probably me will call him back. So me try call him back first. Then Kishan, you can call after that. Or me call him back. If T got pick up, maybe somebody else. T got good night.
You mean you have to call somebody else? The phone me wait like Bob Marley.
All right, Bob Marley. Go ahead, Bob.
What go on?
I'm here. What you have to say for yourself?
Bless up. All right, so I'm putting my good 2 cents.
Yeah, I pay 5 minutes now. The phone hot. 5 minutes.
Because you want the phone hot, man. Yeah. Your program hot, brother.
All right, thank
program
you.
Hot. Everybody are waiting on constructive conversation. By the way, we lose the World Cup from the get-go, from the 60-man squad was picked. That I know that we lost the World Cup. And I heard somebody say, I can't name it, but me don't want to look a group and me hear somebody say, me hear somebody say, the coach, because they always hear the coach that say, core players. You understand? I'm listening to the interview with Ora Tracy and Sir Speid. You understand? I mean, I would love to ask a question. You understand? Because me hear say the coach only pick around 20 players. And it's a 60-man squad. So I like to know who
Wait. Who said the coach picked 20 players? Who said the coach picked 20 players?
So me here. Me not call nobody name, brother.
Oh, okay.
Me not call nobody name.
Fine.
Me here say the coach. Me here say the coach pick about around 20 players. And the coach always talk about core players. You understand? For him having core players, him always good. You understand? And you always say the core players start. And when the core players start, him no look on the bench.
Right.
When him have certain people out there, him no look on him. He don't look on the bench.
Right.
So me here say the coach pick around 20 players. You understand? The coach pick around 20 players. I mean, I like to know who picked the other 40. I love to know who picked the other 40.
Well,
That's
I mean,
question,
we can imagine, right? We can imagine.
Yeah, and then church people them have no minglings and dealings with picking the side. You understand? And if you look on it, when the coach know them far, if the coach really pick 20, we know them 40 players, where the rest of players they come from, what league them a play, team pick them. You understand? Is he on his tablet? You understand? Googling all the players.
No. He's on White Scout. So where
them players they come from?
On White Scout in that part.
You understand? Where them players they come from? And then we look at the side. See? We look at the side. All right. Them say
wait. Is the side or the team? Fine. The side or the team?
The team. The team.
Okay.
We look at the team, Kranky. We look at the team. All right. We should not analyze the team.
Right.
Yes, Isaac wasn't going to be there, blah, blah, blah. I never know that until
Isaac wasn't going to be there.
All right.
Nobody tell you nothing. Everybody tell you that lie them tell you. Remember, I tell you Isaac wasn't going to be there. Isaac wasn't going to be there.
Right. Yeah, he wasn't going to be there. Then them call his replacement in Sule Makala from Mount Pleasant.
Then they call K-Writer. Him call K-Writer. So it's too
they say like for like. Zine? Yeah, like for like. So the number 6 gone is Isaac in and Sule Makala come in. Sule Makala to the grass, green, brown, purple, or pink.
Well, I mean, he's a midfielder, right?
Who called him? Was the coach the one instrumental and say, all right, Isaac is not going to be there? Like we call Sule Makala. And if him call Sule Makala to replace Isaac in that position, why did Isaac not have the grass green, purple, or pink? You understand? These we don't know. Something wrong. Something not add up. The maths not adding. You understand? The maths not adding. Something right. Mr. Speid needs to come and tell us something right.
He did come and tell us something. By the way, people, if you haven't hit the like button, I try to increase my numbers. People, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so.
Hit the like button, yeah, man. So when the next caller come in and tell me I can't wrong, somebody can't. We just need to know what's going on. We need to know.
But Rudolph, I just played the interview with Rudolph. What do you mean?
Yeah, you know you played the interview, but it not sound right. And some, when they play the interview, some of the thing oral I say it, and Rudolph will say, yes, man. Yes, man. You understand? Because I know you never ask the question. Did you ever pick it? I know. Yeah, you know. So everything say no. He didn't say no. He never asked, did you?
Somebody said the interview was staged. Someone said the interview was staged. Somebody said it was staged.
No, I want to. All right, and so, all right, hold on. You said hold on a thing. It made me question my. I'm a friend. Everybody know that. I'm a friend.
Who are your friend? Who are your friend?
Mr. Speid.
Okay,
Speid. Yeah, so it's like Mr. Speid sit down and have dinner for 1 hour. And
no. It's 3 hours. 3 hours. 3 hours. 3 hours.
3 hours. Yeah, Mr. Speid sit down and have 3 hours at dinner. And
but I'm not gonna say we are friends, though. I'm not gonna say we are friends.
Yeah, but me and my brethren hang out. And we never sit down for 3 hours and have dinner yet.
Because you had nothing to talk about. Speid and I have things to talk about.
Yo. So I would like to know, right? When this, all right, since the coach don't pick it, and the coach pick the 6-man squad, and they get the 6-man squad, and then look on it, nobody ever have no concern at all. Nobody look on it and say, hey, yo, this don't look right in a coach. You understand?
Wait, but Tiga, one second, Tiga. That's the question I just asked. So Rudolph talked about he wouldn't have picked the midfield, right? But Rudolph, you probably got the list before he picked it.
No, that's what I said. This never come to the concern. You say, look at my side, Cavaliers. So are you saying that you're more interested in the Jamaican team
Hey, Rudolph, if you're in the chat, you can call. Wait. Figure.
Yeah.
Hey, Rudolph, the program is hot tonight. If you're in the chat, you can call in Rudolph. You can call it. If you're in the chat, you can call it. Go ahead.
So his Cavaliers more important. Fine, it's your team, but how much you have the Jamaica team at heart? If at least coming for you, and you're a professional coach with the biggest coach in Jamaica, one of the biggest coach in Jamaica. You understand? Win the JPL so many times, and at least come before you. And you look at the list and you said, no, man, this is the right time. Let me call the coach. Speed dial, coach. You understand? I think this list missing some players, you know. You understand?
The list unbalanced. The list unbalanced.
Yeah, the list unbalanced. You understand? Yeah. What if this happened? Well, nobody, whatever. Because the coach don't have an assistant. And him say the coach don't have an assistant, right? And him say them try to get the coach to have an assistant. I mean, ask a question. Me see a man a barcode instruction on the field and I make changes. So who is that player? Who is that man? A barcode instruction. I'm making changes.
I hear you. Tiga. You have 5 minutes. So me give you more than 5 minutes.
All right, me gone.
But Tiga, I think you should call Mr. Speid. You call him Mr. Speid. I call him Rudolph. And you should call Mr. Speid and ask him the same question you're asking me.
Man.
Oh, Sir Speid?
Yeah, but you have to ask the question out there.
No, but here's the thing.
You run the show and you talk about it. So you understand? We need to know, brother.
Okay, all right. Bless up, Tiga. Bless. Yeah, man, bless.
All right.
Let me tell people, I'm not going to talk about what Rudolph and I talked about. We talked for 3.5 hours. And to be honest, it was a very good conversation. We probably didn't agree on half the things. Anything you may talk on the channel, that came up in discussion. We don't agree on half of it. It was a very civil and a very professional conversation. So the point I'm trying to make to you is this. You can have significant disagreement with somebody. Doesn't mean you have to be rude. Doesn't mean you have to be terrible. Doesn't mean you can't be professional. We had a great dinner. At least to me. He'll have to say whether or not he thought it was a great dinner. Go ahead, Mr. 433. What do you have to say?
After that interview this morning, me want somebody else go before the coach, you know?
Who you want to go before the coach?
Not calling name, but
what do you mean go before the coach? You mean like a judge? What do you mean?
No, like
get canned?
You know? Like
nobody in JFF getting canned, so we shouldn't risk for the impossible. Nobody in JFF getting canned.
Yeah, I think that interview was disappointing, to be honest.
So break it down and explain in what context.
Like people who hold the responsibility of being aware of certain situations is almost like them unaware. I'm not going to specifically wait for a coach to come to tell me what the issues were. As him said, him no want excuses, him want reasons, you know?
Right.
But if I hire you and I have a template of the goals that you're supposed to meet and the targets, right? Gold Cup being one, because he did say that, you know, with the Gold Cup, with Jamaica dropping out, it's going to affect the program in some sense, you know? Yeah, people started to invest in the program who like them start to take their money out of them pocket type of thing, right? So I wouldn't wait on the coach to tell me what the reasons are as to why I would feel, you know? Me hire you, I would make my own assessment and come to my own, you know, opinion in terms of what's next or whatever the cases are, decision, you know what I'm saying, as to whether or not I will keep you or fire you, you know what I'm saying? But enlighten me and the public with this thing, right? He spoke about the assistant coach. Now there was an assistant coach, Paul Simpson, right? I know that Roy Simpson did welcome him to the program a couple months ago, back in March. There was an article about it, right? So how is he not there in the program again? Like, I don't understand that one. Because I heard that he was the assistant that McLaren wanted, but then we see somebody from the JFF welcome him to the position of being the assistant coach to Steve McLaren.
Well, no, didn't Rudolph says that the US hired him, right?
Yeah, so how Roy Simpson, in an interview publicly, welcomed him to the position of being assistant coach to Steve McLaren, but he's not there.
I didn't hear that actually. I have to go see that actually.
Yeah, so I don't understand that one. How can the USA or somebody else have him, but we hired him?
That's a good question. I didn't know. We didn't hire him though. I think we wanted to hire him, and as Rudolph said, he got pried away, right?
But if somebody welcomes somebody to the job, then no, hire the person.
Maybe Roy just misspoke. What position was Roy was in that time when he said that? Because Roy is the one who went and talked about
Jamaica
Greenwood.
Football Federation General Manager Roy Simpson says the appointment of former England under-20 manager Paul Simpson as assistant coach of the Reggae Boyz is a significant boost for the country's football.
Oh, he had that. Send that to me. We
I'm
have that. I posted.
Maybe I'm reading it wrong. I'm not sure.
No, he posted. Did he? You sure it's Roy Simpson or Trevor Sinclair?
Roy Simpson, the general manager, says the appointment of former England under-20 manager Paul Simpson as assistant coach of the Reggae Boyz is a significant boost for the country's football program. So one man says something else and the next one says something else.
But no, I think what Rudolph said was they wanted him and the US pried him away. Must be at the last minute. So maybe they thought they had a deal, and all of a sudden it didn't work out.
But wasn't Paul Simpson like there for a couple of games?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know.
He was there.
My understanding is
actually, people
you know what? I'm gonna shut up. I'm not gonna talk about it. Yeah.
Come on.
No, I don't have all the facts on that, so I can't speak about it. All I know is that we don't. Let me say this. All I know is that money talks, and sometimes we have the best of intentions, but we can't execute it because we don't have the money, and people gonna go where the money is. I think that's what happened here. To be honest, it's about the money.
So was he on the job or what? Like,
I don't know if he was on the job. No, I don't have that information, so I can't talk to you. But I think I see what you sent me. It's a YouTube thing, isn't it? No, it's Observer. Wait, hold on. Let me see this.
I saw him at a couple games. So unless he was volunteering or something like that,
yeah.
And then maybe the money come in and him go at a different job. But I don't understand how you can hire somebody and within the space of a couple months or so or weeks, that person then departs to go to our next job.
So this is March 19, 2025 that I just got. And it said, it's from the Observer. It said Jamaica Football Federation General Manager Roy Simpson said the appointment of former England under-20 manager Paul Simpson as assistant coach of the Reggae Boyz, the significant boost for the country's program. The English-born Paul Simpson brings a wealth of experience to the role, having previously led England to the under-17 FIFA World Cup title in 2017. Roy Simpson says his vast knowledge of the game, both as a player and a coach, makes him a valuable asset to the program as the country builds towards the 2026 FIFA World Cup tournament. I think it's a good appointment based on his experience and his involvement with professional football, Roy Simpson said. The fact that he has worked at this level with senior players and also played the game himself means he brings a deep understanding of what's required. His experience will be instrumental in helping us achieve our goals. You know that Paul Simpson is known for his meticulous approach, organizational skills, qualities that will enhance professionalism and structure within the team. He's very organized and meticulous in terms of what he wants to accomplish with the players and staff, Roy Simpson added. Even in the few discussions we have had so far, it is clear that he understands the demands of this level and has been exposed to a high level of football. We all stand to learn from the experience. So Presser brought up a brilliant point here, people. It suggests, based on Roy Simpson's communication, that we did hire this gentleman.
But listen to this, right?
But then Rudolph said he was pried away by the US. I'm confused. Brilliant, Presser. You know, the good thing on Presser is all these things are written. Yes, go ahead.
Listen to this one. Paul Simpson and Jamaica begin Gold Cup campaign with defeat. That was the first St. Vincent game. Remember, we had to play them.
Because we had an assistant coach up in Turkey, didn't we? We lost one, so that's when Paul Simpson came in.
So Paul Simpson replaced him.
Yeah, my understanding is that
the ex-Blues boss, who is an assistant coach under Steve McLaren, watched on as the Reggae Boyz were defeated 1-0 by Guatemala. Well, that was the first game.
I think what happened is that money talked. I don't know what, as you're saying, which is a right approach, which is if we had a contract with him, how could he just leave to go to the US? As was communicated on the program a while ago, we heard. So something is amiss someplace. Something is amiss. Maybe we jumped the gun in saying that he was on board. Maybe we jumped the gun.
Well, if you look at the JFF, some people always jump the gun, so it wouldn't surprise me. But he was there, so unless he volunteer, was it a per diem thing? We don't know. Two game contract.
I don't think it's an incentive contract. I think somebody must have jumped the gun early. But then Roy go out and say things in public which he shouldn't say sometimes. We all know the Greenwood situation. Roy, I don't know Roy. I met Roy once. Sometimes you should just not say things until they're finalized. Because I don't know, as you're saying, which is right, how do you get to go to the US and be part of their program if I hired you and you sign a contract. And I'm not sure we could afford Roy Simpson anyway. Paul Simpson, I should say, not Roy. Well, we can afford Roy. We can't afford Paul.
Need some answers for that still. And
yes, it's a great point. It's a great point. See, all this information, people, we collate them and then we ask the questions. So brilliant, Presser. You know, Presser, public must say this. You and I, we'll talk offline.
And let me tell you this, right?
Talk offline. We're gonna do a show. We got people. We're gonna do a. I'm convening I want to convene a YouTube panel to have some of these discussion with you guys. Seriously. So we can. I can be the moderator of the panel. I don't have to answer talking the question, and you guys can be part of it because I think the YouTubers don't get the credit they deserve. People like Presser, actually, people want to be Presser sometime, but Presser know what he says and doesn't say. Like no. But we're gonna bring a panel together, a YouTube panel together, and have some of these dialogue. I'll moderate the panel.
But listen to this. You know, if the coach needs an assistant, then we have to get him one if he's going to stay in the job. You know.
No, the coach needs to go. He don't need an assistant.
I'm just saying, if they're planning to keep him.
He needs some assistant. Hey, people, I have some stuff on my phone here. Me have to laugh. Some people are texting.
Listen, we need some answers for that. We need some answers for that. So hopefully we can get some soon.
All right, cool. Thanks, Presser. But I love the article you sent me. Thanks. People, let me know if you would like to see a YouTube panel of YouTubers, and I will moderate. We can talk about a lot of different things. Let me know if you think that makes any sense at all, or is that a waste of time? This person you called me, let me call him back. Ah, boy. Hello.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, you can call me Davis.
All right, Davis. What do you have to say, Davis?
Yes, sir. About my take on the coaching staff and the Jamaica tournament.
Okay.
The football, the football. Yeah. I listened to the coach several times speak about tactics doesn't play football, and, you know, etc. And tactics make up 90% of the football that you ever play. And the style of play doesn't play football. Style of play to the game. If you don't have a style of play or you don't have tactics, how are you going to win football matches?
Yeah.
You know, that's the situation with. And you hire a person, I hear the person speak down on your players and tell your players that you're not good enough, basically. You know, you're not good enough. And Panama, while you say that, Panama coach look at you and say, hey, you got the better players, but I got the better team. You know? So right there and then you can't pick yourself, because here is a guy on the side there looking at your player and say, damn, I wish I could have those players to coach. While you know I beneath the player them and I tell the player them they are not good enough. Some of them probably shouldn't be in the team without a doubt, but there is still talent that if you have a style of play and if you have a system, you can implement that and get the best out of your player. But we haven't seen that from the coaching staff. And when you have the head coach has to go inside of the stand to watch the ball game, that says a lot about you as a coach. What are the coaching staff around you doing? Is one of them supposed to open at the stand and watch the game, and halftime they bring a note, come give you. And here this coach talk about he doesn't have tablet. Come on now, man. Tablet is for $200, $300, man. Come on. You know? He's just not professional for me. You know what I mean? I don't know what he's thinking about, and think like, because we have Jamaica and he's from England, doesn't say we don't understand football. And we can also know when someone is totally disrespect to us, our country, you know, to hear the commentator them speak about Jamaica and be disrespectful to our country like that. It just was embarrassed. And I'm a fan. I was at the match and it was embarrassing, to be honest with you.
You went to the game? Which game you went to?
The one in Texas.
Oh, you went to that game?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As a fan looking on, it was absolutely disastrous, you know? And how can you even explain that? You know, the first 5 minutes of the game, literally you gave Panama the game and just say, go and take it. We sit back, allow them to pass the ball around. Nothing. You know.
Okay.
And earlier on, I heard you talk about players should in and players should out, and you said the team should build around Andre Blake. I'm totally against that. Jamaica is the only country in modern football of goalkeeper as your captain. Goalkeeper cannot follow out your instruction. You need captain on the field who's going to follow the coach instruction. So when the team is getting out of shape, you need that captain who understands the ball game to say, hey, listen, you can't go there. We are working with a plan. The thing is, when you tell the goalkeeper is not out here.
Right. But it's not about the captaincy when it's about build around. It's your core players, right? Players, going to be starters in your team, the core players in your team. They have to be the ones in the locker room encouraging people. I do agree with you. I don't think captain in football is as an imperative as it is in other sports like cricket. But I would say this, though. When Bobby Reid came on the field the other day, he operated like a captain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I know. That's how I know you know football. And you know football on a high level. We can talk football. When he came on the field, this guy was running.
Yeah.
And that's what you want from your team. You know?
Yeah.
We can't have a guy like Bailey walking on the team. And a Gray like walking on the team. Come on, that's not the way to go. I'm sorry. You know? We can't have that. We can't have that. This guy was literally walking most of the game. You know what I mean?
Maybe wasn't the sun hot though? Wasn't the sun hot? Sun hot though. Sun hot.
Let me ask you a question. When the sun hot, don't you have to work, sir?
Wait. If you're in Texas, come go Texas nice summer, I know. Me I tell you, so me not pay them with that. Can't pay me. You can't pay me. No. Allow me to tell. No, okay. Tell the audience. Allow me to tell.
The sun is hot, but also you got to remember that we have to work in the same sun, just like them.
Look, I don't disagree with you, but I'm just saying it hot. Maybe the coach should make more changes then. Should I say? It hot, man. It hot. Maybe they could manage the weather, and the Panamanians did a better job. But I think it was more of how we played that appalled people, not necessarily how people were necessarily running per se. We didn't play well.
No, we didn't. You know, and the coach say out of his mouth that style of play doesn't win your football matches and tactics doesn't win your football matches. So here you go. So how can you even compete at the highest level when you have a mentality like that?
All right, Carl. I'm going to call out some people, but thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. All right.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
This is a gentleman who's spending money to go to the game, so I can understand why he's perturbed. So there are about 3 more people to call back. Wait, first one is Dr. Dan. Dr. Dan, we can't find a number. I'll call back Dr. Dan first. Phone hot people. Dr. Dan, where is your number? Dr. Dan, call me back. I'm not going to take any call except yours, and then I got to call back Ordain. So, and I'm trying to find, let me find Dr. Dan's number. Ordain, we can't take a call. Ordain, we can't take a call. Dr. Dan, I'm doing it in order. I apologize, Ordain. I'll call you back after Dr. Dan. Because he called first. And I told him I'd call him back. People, this was a 2-hour show, me extend past me 2 hours. Dr. Dan, how you doing? I take 3 more calls and then done for the evening. Dr. Dan, how you doing? You were in California.
Yeah, I was there. I actually spent some time with the team. I spent the time with the team for about 3 days. I had dinner with the players and the coaches and had conversations.
So that means you have lost your objectivity.
Nah, my mindset has changed. My mindset has changed.
I know how that works. That's why I stay away.
Just listening. Just listening and speaking to them. Like I said, I had a long conversation with Roy Simpson. I was with him for about 6 hours, just talking to him.
You talked to Roy Simpson for 6 hours? Really?
Yeah, I was there with him. Yeah.
Okay.
We were just talking. Okay. I went after work. But Kranky, let me say something first, right? Mm-hmm. The first thing I want to say, that interview that Speid did was very unprofessional. The reason why I said that,
in what way? Tell me.
I'm about to explain that to you. You was in corporate, you in upper level management. Imagine someone steps out and go and have a conversation and go and have an interview unpronounced and throw the coaches under the bus. That's the problem with JFF. They're too unprofessional and no big coach is going to want to deal with that. Imagine the likes of a Carlo Ancelotti, somebody or Zidane to go throw them under the bus. Do you think they're going to want to put up with that? That's not professional.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, well, we said we want to hear from the JFF, and he came on and spoke. What you're saying is is not that you are in public, but it's what you say in public, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You can't have 3-4 different people speaking and saying different things. So hence the fans like myself, and then you have quite a few number of YouTubers saying different things, right? Because we want to hear them speak, but you have to be coordinated. You can't have everybody going on doing interviews. That's unprofessional. And again, that is why I listen to a lot of fans who say we need a new coach. But the root cause is not just the coaches. If we have new coaches, that's not just the root cause. You need more than, you need changes that's gonna affect. Just think about it. It's a trickle down effect, right? If the organization is running right, you good coaches, and then the players will act right. They won't get away with certain things. So that's kind of like the thing I'm trying to say to you. It's like you can't be the same coaches coming in and saying the same thing over and over and over again. It has to be a systemic issue, not just the coaches, which is what the issue everybody's saying, fire the coach, fire the coach. I don't think getting a new coach is going to make Jamaica be road beaters. And I'll ask you why. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Tell me. I'm listening.
Okay. On our current roster, our current team right now, how many players you think would suit up for another super team other than Jamaica?
What do you mean super team? We should only focus on a team in CONCACAF.
Okay, in CONCACAF, right? How many of these players? Okay, let's look at the top 4 teams in CONCACAF. How many are players that we have you think would be starters on those teams? Our current starters now, not because there's players on the bench.
Depends, right? So you'd expect the Mari Grays, the Hayden, the Blakes, the Pinnocks, Bobby Reed. There's a number of players who probably could start for teams in CONCACAF. Now, if you come and talk about the US and Canada and Mexico, it may be a different discussion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's the thing, Kranky. Our competition is those teams, not the BVI, not the Haiti. Our competition is the US, the Panama, the Canada, the Mexico. That's our competition. We're not worried about those little teams. If Jamaica put it together, they beat those little teams easy. Our competition is those teams. So that's what I'm trying to say. I don't such thing. If you look at all 3 games, there's only few players that was consistent to me, right? The goalie was consistent, right? You got Pinnock. Pinnock made a few mistakes, but he was consistent, right?
Yeah.
And then everybody else would just drop off.
Yeah. No, look, I mean, we would agree that if you look across the region and the team that we have, that's why we need to enhance the team. That's why you hear me say we're going to make the World Cup, because I have some idea. Some players may be coming in to enhance the team. We need enhancement. That's a fact.
Kranky, I listen to you. I listen to all the YouTubers when I'm at work. I have my headphones in. Sometimes I'm missing when they're calling me because I'm listening, because I just listen to fans come and say, fire the coach. Yes, we cannot keep doing Russian roulette every second we get a coach. Our Grimston was here for 1 year and 6 months, right? Then you have this coach is under one.
But we didn't fire Hard Grimston. He fired us.
Okay, but he fired us, sure, but he left. That's the point I'm trying to say.
Right.
But then when we had Topper Whitmore, everybody was saying Topper Whitmore go. Topper Whitmore
but
go.
But Topper was there for a long time, Dr. Dan. Topper was there for a long time.
He was there for a while. He was there for a
long time.
He was there. People was beating him. He doesn't like his style of play. Then people don't like how Grimston style of play. Then people don't like McLaren style of play. I for one do not think that McLaren may be out of touch in his style, but you cannot tell me he does not. He coaches for these bigger teams. He cannot identify talent, right?
So let me ask a question, Doctor. Let me ask a question. You hear Maverick and Speed talk about the midfield, and if you're listening to me, you hear me talk about that's unconscionable. I went with that midfield to the tournament. So we're giving McLaren some credit about his knowledge of football. How can a seasoned coach go to a tournament like the Gold Cup with a midfield that he did, or he didn't have? How does anybody? It's like you go in as a doctor to the operating room, and you bring a lot of your equipment with you to the room. You went in there, you go operate on somebody. You don't have the cutting equipment, because I've been to the operating room. You guys have them big machete in there, and you hide them from the people in the room. How do you do that, Dr. Dan? Please explain to me.
So okay, so my listen again. I am not saying that I agree with the coach. My argument is that we can't just go around Russian roulette and want to fire everybody when there's other aspect that needs to be torn up and put into pieces.
So again, would you retain the coach? Would you retain the coach?
Would I retain the coach? Yes, I will retain the coach.
Why?
And the reason why I returned the coach, because I actually think that on a simple fact that I think that if we get the house in order, JFF, and we actually clean some of these players out, I think that, and we get it together, I would keep the coach. So I would keep him for another couple months, and if he's not getting it together, now let him go.
Suppose I was to tell you guys, so let me just disclose something. Suppose I was to tell you that the coach has been assessed already. What would you say?
He's been what?
Assessed already.
Okay.
They just have to make a decision.
You're supposed to.
There's no nonsense about, oh, we got to assess the coach. No, he's been assessed already.
You're supposed to assess the coach. Kranky, I get assessment every 6 months at my job. I get assessment every year at my job. If I'm not performing, if I'm not bringing enough, if I'm not doing much, this, that, I get assessment. You're supposed to get assessment. But the problem is you get assessment based on what your availabilities and what you have.
Right. You get assessment based on your performance. He has, and his job, it's wins and losses. He's a loser. Yeah. He needs to go. Sorry, Dr. Don, I got to tell you that. He's got to go.
I mean, again, that is you guys is everybody is. My issue is just I don't think that we just need to keep doing Russian roulette and changing coaches. I don't think that if we get a new coach in today, things will change. Mainly because I actually think the JFF kind of needs changes. I do believe that.
But we know that. But I talked about this yesterday. We can't change the JFF. We have no influence to change JFF. None.
Tycoon, go to your bed, bro. Everybody listen to you. Nobody disrespect you. Go to your bed, bro. Please, I have time today. Go to your bed, bro. Go to your bed, bro.
So people, you see how it is when I'm in the seat and people give me a hard time like football guru.
Don't think that you know everything about everybody else.
Don't focus on the chat.
Part of this game is opinions. Okay, you give your opinion just like everybody else.
You guys tell me this all the time. Don't focus on the chat. Don't focus on the chat.
No, Kranky, this is the thing. Like, I sit here and listen to everybody. You never see me in the comment section. I'm giving my opinion based on what I'm saying. He can go to bed. JFF doesn't have bag of money tossed around. That could just, I mean, like,
I respect your opinion. I respect your opinion. Maverick said the same thing. He doesn't think it's time to fire the coach. It's his view. It's your view.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody has their opinion. I'm okay with that. My problem is if I just think that, like, we get a new coach. Okay, let's say, for instance, right, we get Carlo Ancelotti, right? And JFF is doing the same nonsense. You think the team's going to be successful? He's not going to be successful.
But do you believe the coach can pick his team of his own volition? You think he can do that?
I do think he's supposed to be able to. But okay, here's another question I have for you. Look at Kyle Dixon, right? Kranky, Mother Sill. You're telling me again, McLaren, who has been around top talent, can't pick another player over Kyle Dixon, or is it some inside politics?
No, I think the coach doesn't. He's working part-time. I even say people from day one, he's working part-time. He don't know his team, don't know his players. He's working part-time. Why people realize I've been saying this for the longest since he joined us. He's working part-time. He hadn't spent the time. You know, Pochettino and people like I hear coaches say this. They work 15-hour days. The man is working. He's not even working 2 hours a day because he's in England not doing anything. He's not working. I've been preaching this from day one. He's not doing the work. After that, he's not doing the work. He's not doing the work. He's taking the money free.
When Pochettino came in, right? When Pochettino came in, they were losing the game. Do you know all these YouTubers wanted to fire him after a couple games?
No. I understand that. But I'm just saying, at least Pochettino did his homework when he came in. He knew the team. He knew the players. He knew he had to make some tough decisions, right? He knew this. He's already qualified for the World Cup. He ain't got to worry about World Cup. So they can afford to keep him on, right? And Poch has been more recent coach. He was at PSG. He was at Tottenham. He was at Chelsea. He's coached the biggest teams. And he's trying to put a program together which is sustainable. We don't have that luxury.
Okay. So do you think that do you think all in all we fire this coach and we get another coach? You think that would be successful, be world beaters?
I think the coach for me came in, Dr. Don. He's been making contradictory comments from day one through now. He doesn't answer questions. He talked about players they got to be playing the right league. They have to be playing, and then he brings Antonio in, wasn't playing in the football. He brings Bobby Reed in, who I like Bobby a lot, and he played well the other day. But Bobby was out for about a month. He says Nichols can't play, but then he brings somebody who can. He's been saying things in a circle 24/7, and then he goes home after we leave here. As soon as he's done, I bet he's back in England now. The man run home. Then he talk about he don't have tools. You got to look at White Scout. He doesn't go to games. Don't we understand, people? You got to do the job that you get paid for. Let's take your ass home and stay where you are in England. Don't come back.
I mean, again, Okay, so I remember you mentioned something about a quota system, Kranky. I think I spoke to you off there.
There's a quota system
I
across all
spoke-
levels.
I spoke to the top. I mean, I spoke to the. I just spoke to them. I said, hey, I asked directly. I said, the first thing I did when I said this, when I met Roy Simpson and I met the head of the JFF, and I said, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I have a preconceived notion coming in talking to you because of all this stuff I heard from YouTube. But I'm going to ask you a question. I asked this straight up. And I said, is there a quota system? And they said, no. Obviously, they're going to say
quota
yes.
system for what? The senior team or the junior teams? Which one?
The senior team.
Right. So please explain to me Busy Atkinson's being in the team, if that's not a quota.
No, see, Kranky, I'm just telling you what they said. But
they're not going to say yes. They can't say
yes.
yes.
I figured they're not going to say yes. But what I'm saying is that, like, just after speaking to them and their explanation as to why there's a quote-unquote quota system, I can see why we can say basically what they're trying to say. They want to elevate the country talent. But I also mentioned them. I said, listen, if the team wins with the diaspora players, JFF is the one that reap the benefit, and then that money can now goes in the system, and you can like develop the country.
Yeah, I mean, so they don't think that way because they're slave to their parish presidents who basically mandate that they play local players, and therefore they have to do so. So they want to stay in office. For them to stay in office, why do people do this? I just told you.
My final point I'm gonna go. Kranky, so you remember last World Cup when Morocco made it to the semifinal? Yes. 9 out of 11 starters were diaspora, right?
I know.
The issue that they had, right? Again, we have that issue. The issue with us, I think a lot of us don't unite. I spoke to some of the high-level players on the team, and they told me that they watched YouTube. They said they watched the YouTube and they watched how we speak about them. I don't want to call name, but I saw them showing replies from people and they're asking each other, did you see that reply? Did you see that reply? And the problem is, Kranky, if you can't expect people to come and play for the country when they're getting bashed like that. That's the issue.
Let me just say this to those players. They should stop being hypocrites. Stop being hypocrites. You're goddamn playing in England. You get bashed by your fans, your club team. Don't come to Jamaica and complain about we bashing you. I don't want to hear that nonsense. I've met some of these players, so I don't go back around them. Not because I don't like the players. I like the players. I met Lowe. Lowe's a great guy. So when people question Lowe's acumen, I challenge them because I met Lowe. But guys, stop the nonsense when you play your players. If you play for a club team in England, you get bashed if you're not playing well. 10 times more than we bash you. Don't go there. Don't go there because I'm gonna get upset when you say that. I don't want to hear McLaren or I just watched a program on McLaren where someone is saying he's the worst coach ever for England. It was a 20-minute segment. I watched it yesterday or today, and they walk about his history when he took her from Ericsson, right? Who died? The Swiss that died. Please don't complain about us being critical because it's 10 times worse where you come from. So if you're local, you're not being bashed a lot. I was told the commentator, because we're going to hear, was bashing Cephas, and you talk about we bash you, and as a commentator in a professional environment for a professional TV station, those players who are complaining about us bashing them, they need to stop. Play well, you get your accolade. You don't play well, you're gonna get bashed. Get over it. Please get over it.
Again, Kranky, this is what I'm saying is like what's being said, right? And the problem is, right, we want players. I know club teams where they make their bread and butter, their money. But for them, they
get destroyed on the club teams. Are we kidding us? They get destroyed, Dr. Dan. You go watch any Man U fan talking about any other players, talking about Rashford. They get destroyed. That's the normal thing that happens across the globe. We're no different. Don't hold us to a higher standard. That's not fair to us as fans. When you do well and we give you a great... When Bailey played the last game and we all praised him, did he complain that we praised him?
No, Kranky, I'm not disagreeing that I'm not disagreeing that. I'm saying what I was told.
No, I understand. So don't watch the channel. Don't watch the channel then. I'm telling players.
I'm just relaying that because some of these players, what they're saying, stuff like that, it makes them not want to, play. And I get it. Obviously, like I said, I've seen how people drag. I started drag Rashford. I'm a Man United fan. I see how they drag Rashford.
Exactly, Dr. Dan. It's 10 times worse than what we do. 10 times worse.
But it's international ball, so people think differently. But anyways, Kranky, I'm a listener.
All right, Dr. Dan. I appreciate the cause. So here's the thing, people. Dr. Dan, look, Dr. Dan is a great guy. Like talking to Dr. Dan. But here's what the problem you have, and I've experienced this too. And people say I'm a hypocrite because I have players in my my outer. I can't take your call 954. I gotta call back Ordained first. Then I call back Cataract. So let me find Ordained. I'm just giving people their time, people. I'm doing it in sequence. Let me just say this, people. If you're a player and you watch these channels, you're complaining, I am not gonna sympathize with you. Sorry. You play for a club team, you get bashed worse. I knock people who call players reject and all those, because that's unfair to the player. But don't come complain that YouTubers are calling you out if you play poorly. Sorry. Can't agree with you. Ordain, you have 5 minutes, sir. I'm calling you back.
Yes, sir. I don't need 5 minutes. I just need 2.
Okay.
Yes, boss. First question, Kranky. Are you being recruited by the JFF? Or are you
out of your mind? They wish they could shoot me.
I'm just,
no, I'm not recruited by the JFF. No, not at all.
Oh, because the reason why I asked, I remember some time ago, such man was on their YouTube station, and you know, they scrutinized the JFF. You know, it was like a movie, and then now when they get aligned with the JFF, I mean, it's just different tune. Anyway, the reason why I asked you this, Kranky, is this in the middle of your program yesterday, right?
Right.
You said that you have some players that you want to talk about that you think should not be in the team, and then you have some players. What Frankie? You have flip-flop, you know, Frankie. You have flip-flop, you know.
Yeah, go ahead.
You have flip-flop.
Okay.
Now observe you good enough, Frankie.
You know what? I may forget. No, it's not. I don't run and hide from anything, but I may have forgotten talk about certain subject.
Kranky, try to meet with Mr. Speid, you know. Anyway.
No, call me out if you can. No, come anybody call. Yeah, call me out. Don't pull back. Do your thing.
Yeah. So
it may get soft to me Speed. It may get him soft me up. You say soft me up.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Give me an example of him soft me up.
So you see in the middle, you see just as well you see the JFF flip-flop. Yeah. When them say a thing and then do the opposite, yeah. So when you said in the program that you were going to call out some name,
right,
who must not be in who you think should not be in the team, and then you said you're going to call out some name of the person who you think will come in the team to get to better the team.
Okay,
now,
okay. That's...
In the comment, right. Someone asks you the question, and you said, "No, you're not going to talk about it. You're not going to call any name." So that's hypocrite.
So you know what? No call the player them. As soon as you done, no call them on.
All right. And in the other thing, I 2 minutes more, you know.
Yeah.
I said this already, you know, Kranky, that the first time I saw the coach went into the stand and I comment on it, a lot of people bash me in the comments and stuff like that, you know.
Right.
But that wasn't professional. To me, that was Kranky. I've never seen maybe behind the bench or something, but way up in the stand. It's like this man. So and look here, I want you to know this, Kranky. This man have memory loss. If you realize that this man have some memory loss, because sometimes he say some things, and like you know, remember same said. You ever look at it that way?
I think he's like me. When you get more, that you just called me out. When we get more seasoned, we don't remember as much as we used to. So you're a younger person. I see your profile. You will understand that. When you get to our age, you're gonna understand.
Okay.
That's all I'll say about that.
All right. The last thing, Kranky. The last thing.
Yeah.
I heard he said more than one time in his press conference that you don't need tactics.
Right.
But okay, that coach, listen to this. Tactics, Kranky. Tactics is a strategy and plan that a team use to achieve its objective by scoring or defending. So you come in and you know these program and TV and talking about boy you don't need tactics. So or if you don't need tactics, or would you man over another team? Or would you position your team?
But if you don't have any tactics, then you don't need it.
Well, that again. But if
you don't have it, you can't make it up. You don't have it. You can't make it up.
That's true. And let me tell you something. Don't be surprised if these young players like Tyrese or Madasil don't want to come. And I hope nobody.
Well, somebody told me that Madasil already discontinue his following the JFF or something. So I saw that someplace somebody said that. So I can understand those players but they're young. They'll get over it. They'll get some don't get over it, by the way. Some have gotten over it, some don't get over it.
I don't think the coach should come back. Honestly, I think he should. The man don't know in team. I don't believe him said the last time he came, he said that he was going to watch Leon Bailey, and I know that man don't gonna have time to watch Leon Bailey. The man.
Well, he does watch Leon Bailey. He watches Leon Bailey when he comes to play for us.
Oh, when he comes. Oh man, he said he was talking about when he went.
I know. He's just gonna go back. He's gonna call him. He's gonna go watch him in the Midlands. He did say that, yes.
But all right, that's my free word, Kranky. So the flip flop thing more, I call you out, Panny. So
all right. I'm not flip flop. All right, thanks for the call. Thanks for the call, RDN.
All right.
People, I don't flip flop. Or if I flip flop, it's not by design. It may be that I've forgotten, right? And as you know, when you're trying to juggle 10 things at once, it can be challenging. See, the phone now stop ring people. That's what I forget sometime when that phone now stand up ring. Good evening.
Kranky.
I should have taken your call. I kept her.
No, man, just relax, man.
No, but Ketra was before you.
I understand.
See, give me 5 minutes or less. 5 minutes or less. Come, me know it's you, but
me know, man.
But me get cussed back at the right now. So me get cussed back at the right. Me get cussed back at the right now. But go on.
What you about my 5 minutes, man? Just cool, man.
Go on.
Anyway, two things. My virgin there a while ago just make a solid point, about the coach going up in the stands.
Yes.
But I kind of understand why I'm doing that still, He want a bird's eye view, over the top view, because apparently when him up on the field, him can't see him blind.
Yeah, that's true.
And because him not have no tactics, him never set up the man, him say make we deviate and move the ball over there. So him can't see. I thought that this was what? A video review, like you sit down after the game and you get the game and you rewind and you show the boy them say, hey, this is what you should have did do. But apparently they're not doing that.
Right.
So I don't know what going on there. So that's one thing. That's all right. Fair enough about the coach. But you know something? I think that's like like when time a man get plug up all the man, pull him up a lead, 10 gunshot, and a man a run come over with a band-aid. Band-aid now go help the man there, That man, they need to go a surgical ward and pin him up. That is what is happening with the JF. There's so many problems that even if you fire the coach, it's still going to be the same old. I'm going to tell you right now what I think the problem is with Jamaica football. You see the local confederation, them, with them power structure, I think them a hold certain things over the head of the JFF. And that man who is in charge, I'm afraid of them because they don't want to lose him job, they don't want to lose him power. You know that Burrell had the same problem because it all boiled up over money, Because when time Baby did to go foreign and the contract did sign and the transfer fee did come in, the man them over Harborview did want the money. And JFF was like, yo, and me make the man did to go England, And so some of that money belongs to the JFF. And Harborview and JFF got into a lot of things. And ever since then, that's why you hear enough talk about local players and all of the things, because all of the local teams want the JFF to showcase their player. So that way, when him get a contract, that team, that confederation gets some money. If they don't play the local players and then just bring the man them from overseas, it's like you box food out of their mouth. So no, what does the JFF do? They might try please the man them down there at the detriment of the fans them, but that's watching the game. You understand what I say? Don't say you know this in a country.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of bad politics that is going on within the whole structure of Jamaica football. When will that change, Kranky? I don't know. I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. You understand? We can get all of the good talent what we want from over there. The man them go get one like an idiot coach who come here we don't even watch video. Him talk about say him don't want to do no tactical things. And then the man, I like this is madness.
Well, look. I think you're right in a number of things you said about the fact. Look, I have no problem with JPL players getting exposure. I've always said this: figure out a different way than sacrificing the national team to provide that exposure.
Of course.
Yeah, figure out a different way.
You know something? One earlier caller, the Samoys came up with a plan for that. Because remember enough, Samoys, when they come in, him did say him did really want to build the whole of Jamaica football, and captain did dip on the whole of the man them, and tell them, say, yo, we have to better on the field, And that's why all the field man, what them have up where them uptown the man.
Yeah. Okay.
Constant Spring.
Right.
Constant Spring. You remember Constant Spring was a little dirt patch,
Yeah.
And them never did have no fence around it. And his captain make the man them say, yo, if football is going to build up in Jamaica, number one, you have to put up fence, build up field, make people pay coming because that's how you go get your money. You can't just depend on certain things. Well, when they did that, and Harborview did already have the mini stadium, Samoa said, okay, let's build up these teams and showcase them. Let me have the national team start play them team there, and now fans will come watch the team play the national team. So it will generate kind of things. But these guys now that's running the whole thing, it's like them don't have no vision.
They have vision, but their vision doesn't align with what we want. That's what it is.
Well, so we're going to suffer.
Yes.
And you can get all of the coach you want to get. And the good players, them what we should have recruit overseas is going to be turned off, especially when time them here say them have to go pay for hotel because JFF don't have no money for pay for hotel. And JFF
that may be coming back. That may be coming back. That may be coming back.
Because they not make no money.
Nope.
They not make no money. And they don't have the wisdom enough to see that, first things first, The first thing I need is to win. With winning comes the cash. With the cash, I can do a lot.
Yep, that is true.
Anyway, brother.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the call.
Wait, before we go, last thing. It's when time people call in, the first thing if I ask them, did you hit the like button? Oh, come and ask nobody if them hit the like button.
All right.
I'll talk to them.
I'll do that.
And by the way, keep up the good show.
All right.
It's a fire today. One love, my brother.
All right. Bless up. Thanks.
All right. Yeah, man.
All right, people. So my last call is going to go to you know who. You know he's long. I may even take some time and go sleep and wake up. I'm going to call him back now. It's going to be a long call, people. Long call. Long call. Why not pick up the phone and start? All right. It's your time.
My time?
Yeah, it's your time. It's your time. Hey, Peter, you call late, Peter. Peter, you call late, Peter. I'm sorry, Peter, you call late. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
You're discussing the way forward, so I won't waste time with. I'm gonna tell you why I don't believe that. As I said yesterday, we began, and I said to you, I don't believe that now is the time to fire the coach.
Right.
Because you should have had what you call a succession plan in place.
Yeah, and we talked about that.
Right.
But that's the JFF you're talking about.
Right.
Okay.
I also believe that more things will come out about what's not being there. Now, when a big man says he can't get a tablet, right? It's code for something else. Because as we said, a tablet costs less than 500 US, which is about 400 pounds. Steve McLaren probably earns that every hour. Right? It's nothing in his salary would prevent him from purchasing a tablet for himself if he wanted to.
Right.
There's something that's not right. And I'm not going to bash the coach. I'm going to try and make an effort to speak to him and find out curious about some of these decisions and the way forward. Right? There has to be some logical explanation for what we are seeing. If not, then a man would have lost his marbles, quite honestly and quite frankly. Right?
Yeah.
So I've had a little bit more time to just reason with myself and I said, so here's the thing. And
so I have a question for you.
Sure.
So you want to keep the coach? Why?
Because I believe that firing the coach is a band-aid, and we're going to be in trouble if other things are not fixed immediately.
But does the band-aid try to help fix the wound?
No, the wound just not get first under the wound.
But it cover up the wound. It cover up the wound, don't it? Don't it cover up the wound? So you don't get exposed.
I put some water on it. Look here, we fire the coach. And it's a nasty rum and water. We fire the coach. A new coach comes in, John Herdman, and the assistant coach is Marion God. We're back to square one.
Why does Marion have to be part of the assistant coach for every single coach that comes in? Why?
Because Brethren, is a whole thing that's set. It's set. Look here. Rudolph Speid, your friend.
But people, let me stop here right away. Back up, people. People, no, stop that.
Bad man, no, back
Rudolph and I, as people know on this channel, and you know, we've had a difficult relationship. You know this, right? I am not a warrior. I am a person making peace. We have communicated, but doesn't mean that we have peace. We continue to disagree.
You've been a friend, my enemy, brother.
Because you're different. Because you guys love war. I don't like war. You like Israel. You like war. I don't like war.
I'm gonna say this. Clearly out of my mouth. Rudolph Speid is a cancer for Jamaican football.
Come get her.
Cancer. No, and I've said it before on several days. This is my view. And until the
but you know, we don't want to worry about my channel. We don't want to worry about my channel. We still want from thing nowadays, you know. So me I try to get peace across the board with everybody.
But there can be no peace in this war. There can be no peace with evil men, brother. We don't see what I'm going. All right, let me take it. Let me take a rational step. The only in mathematics you have constants and you have variables in an equation. Rudolph Speid and Wendell Downswin are constant over the last decade.
That's not true.
Right?
No. Rudolph does assume his role like 20 in COVID, right? Just before COVID. He hasn't been there for 10 years.
He was a part of the fight. Okay, let me start. In the recent set of failures,
yes,
Rudolph Speid and so I'm going to be clear. You're correct. Because I don't want to be. I'm going to be in the recent set of failures. Rudolph has been constant. He has interviewed, hired, and fired coaches at all levels. The Reggae girls are going down the road that the Reggae Boyz are on. If you haven't noticed over there, and I don't watch women's football, right? As I said, Simon Preston, the one thing I give him credit for, he turned me on to the Reggae girls and the women's team, right?
Yeah, you use a certain term. Other people can't use it. What term you just use, but make it keep going. Go on.
I'm turned on to women. I am turned on to women.
Go on. Keep talking.
Right. I'm saying he has selected the coaches. At some point, you have to have accountability. You have to do the right thing. Clearly, your methodology. Clearly, your and there've been other technical decisions, right? I give, for example, when John Wall and Hal Grimson got together the under-23 team that was supposed to go to Spain and play 2 matches, I think against Catalonia and somebody else, and they identified a Spanish coach in Spain who had the same philosophy and tactical approach that they do, that would be able to transition. They were in dialogue with a gentleman. That is what, to my certain knowledge. And the JFF, to my certain knowledge, refused.
Cataract, did you hit the like button?
Of course.
Because I was asked that by people said, please hit the like button before you leave, and please subscribe if you haven't done so. Wait, hold up, Cataract. This is announcement period. Please hit the like button if you haven't. Please subscribe if you have not, and please share the channel. Go ahead, Cataract.
I'm gonna lick the light button, Brendan. Bust a shot for the light button.
I said hit it. I didn't say lick it.
Blah. Okay, good. You get the light. The people in the light button never got that damage shit. I cataract bill. But let's get back to the serious thing. And I'm gonna joke afterwards. My understanding is that a number of players, including Bailey Kadamati, that was when the fallout started with Bailey Kadamati, were very disappointed at being released by their club. Some players traveled to London to be near Heathrow, only to be told at the last minute that the tournament was off.
Yeah.
These were young players. We have been given no explanation. Failure. He comes on here with his bag of crap. And not once have we seen or heard an executive summary for any one of his technical reviews. Not for, I'm beginning with Fuzzy's under 20, the one that broke my heart, right? Because I travel every day from Monday to go sit down. All you can tell a boy, I can't rock over trader with big gun and yeah. But we come and watch my team every day and we develop a rapport and we and the youth, them good. And we know what happens there. I am calling for a press conference where Mr. Speid with the technical committee goes through all of the recent technical review findings. You have to give me the whole report. The findings and the recommendations. What was implemented and what was not implemented. Fuzzy's failure. Jerome Wade failure. Ian Burton failure. Pretty. Just give it to us. Because this is where you get, and it can get worse. We could find ourselves hanging on, trying to qualify on the last day for World Cup, like a 98, and we are looking for a point. In a group of Mavericks and the super kick over, right? Dick Advocat is not a joke. Dick Advocat is an experienced Dutch coach, tactically astute. He's clearly fit and in good shape. He has an eye for talent development. Remember where Dick Advocat coming from? He can develop talent. You know that, right? He makes.
It's a well-known commodity. It's a well-known commodity.
Yeah, but don't for what? Jose Mourinho is not known for the same. The Advocat makes good players.
And you want to keep this coach? We have nothing known for nothing.
Right. No. I'm saying to you, this when you're making the move, it has to be in a way. I am going to give the coach the opportunity. I would love the coach to take the opportunity and explain to us what's happening in Jamaican football and be truthful and frank to us. Explain some of the decisions. But you want to jot them down in case you get at a press conference. One, Tyrese Campbell. The Tyrese Campbell gate. The Mothersill gate. And if for those who don't know, that's where there's a scandal. Right? Ravel gate. Cover gate. Brandon Cover. Right? There are 4 scandals that happen. You have to explain to us and say, listen, I bespoke, clear the air with the youth. He clearly did not turn down Jamaica to go on vacation. None of that. Because I don't know Mothersill. I've never communicated with him. But the man them that I know tell me, then the youth, they are yard man true and true. That it was and I'm not talking Devon, right? So everybody clear. I'm talking man when I know England. And you can't know who, you know which club him come up through. And you know my link to that club. So it was the proudest moment in the youth life. One of the youth, them are ready to go up on the battlefield, who have heart. That's what I have been told. That's the kind of player he is and the kind of youth he is when it comes to Jamaica. So, unless you're going to upgrade from Steve McLaren, I don't want to hear anything about nothing.
Yeah, but it's hard to discern what does upgrade mean, because a lot of times there could be coaches you bring in who people are not familiar with, so they may not think it's an upgrade. My view is that if you're going on a rabbit hole, don't make it worse. Cut your losses and move on. Okay. This coach to me The whole midfield drama. Forget about tactics on the field. The selection of the 60, the selection of the 23. I've been saying this from day one, people. So let me just do my little soliloquy while Category is here. I've been saying from day one, this coach has treated us as if we're stepchildren. He has not come to do his job. He's worked part-time. He doesn't deserve to have a job because he has not done his job. He doesn't know the players. He picks the wrong team. He picks the wrong squad. How the hell should he have a job? What are we talking about? What are we arguing about? He should not have a job. You guys keep saying he should not coach Uday to fire. He's not been doing the work. Now he wants to react and say no position is safe. He keeps picking the wrong people. Even now, he's showing that he's a failure and he should go. And I would not have anyone come tell me and convince me he should stay. No, cut your damn losses. You got 3 months to get it right. Cut your losses and move on. Don't procrastinate and cut your losses, because the longer you wait, the less time you have between now and September. I just put the dates up. September 1 through 9 is the next window. We play Bermuda and we play Trinidad. Cut your losses, JFF. And by the way, let me just say this before I finish. Because people, wait, hold up. Come on, mute if you know hold up. Let me just say this, people.
No, you sound like you stepped away from the mic. You sound very
okay. And can you guys hear me? Because I'm in that mood now. You guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Because Cataract says so like I step from the mic. Or Cataract phone. Let me say this, people. If we don't make World Cup, the whole JFF will go. Everybody will go. Most of the players, nobody players to go. The JFF must go. If we don't make World Cup, they have to go. They have to go. They cannot survive. And I know the Polish presidents are the one who decide their fate and the JPL. They gotta go. And I'll be making it my duty to make sure they go as much as I can. They gotta go. This is the easiest time we're gonna make World Cup. They've been making blunders after blunders after blunders. And they actually have the audacity to think that they're the smartest people on the planet. They think they're great, great intellect, they have great acumen, and they have no idea what good looks like. So those of you in the chat talking about Kranky has been what do you call me? I have been co-opted is the word I'm gonna use. They have now convinced, they've been platitude and I'm being this, and I'm stopping on nonsense. I give people a chance to have conversations with me and I can't converse with them. I'm not like some people who just cast people aside and don't want to deal with them. I gotta hear their perspective and provide my perspective. I want to be civil with everybody. Even the ones I'm criticizing, I want to be civil with them. But I'll be darned if I sit here and be a hypocrite to say, you don't get to this World Cup and you should survive. There's no way you should survive. And if we don't get to the World Cup, there's no way you can convince me you should survive ever again. That's my position. Go ahead, Cataract. Cataract, you drop?
Okay.
You fell asleep?
My mic is I mute my mic when I'm not speaking.
Okay, go ahead.
So it will take a couple of seconds. So obviously we have So Kranky, I'm gonna call you out to be now. Flip papa. You're in a relationship disintegrated when you chose another.
Oh Lord! Hey, people! Why do people come and want to get beaten? Why you want to get beaten? You want to go back in history? You want to move forward? Come here, beat if you do that.
I'm moving forward, but I'm remembering where we're coming from, and I told you,
yes,
that this is some of the reasons why I could never support a team, a leadership administration, which included everybody who was there. Not one renewal, not one new person came into the JFF.
No, that's not true. Era Season came into the JFF. Stevens, yeah, Era Stevens came into in the JFF board. If you look at the new board they have, there was a new person, regional person came on the board. Yeah, but that's not the point. It's the same old people doing the same old thing.
It's the same.
Yeah.
I'm saying to you, I'm telling you, if Jamaica qualifies in November, it's going to be worse because the pressure and everything will be on. But every club want their player in the World Cup squad.
Yeah, so but
there's no demonstrative framework.
No, that won't happen. That won't happen. That won't happen because if you look at the last time Simmons was here, you know how much English players he brought in subsequent to qualifying? Or close to qualification?
That's what they're going to use. I am telling you my perspective. You know?
No, the need for better talent gets worse. No, it doesn't get easier. It gets worse. When you get to the World Cup, the need for more talent and more players who are going to want to come in at a certain level gets worse. It doesn't get better. So that won't happen. I'm not worried about that part.
And they have a consistent narrative, and I'm going to say this again to you. They are men in the footballing circles, footballing people who believe in their heart of hearts 23 players from the JPS can go and win this World Cup. Beat Brazil and beat Argentina. In the heart of heart, when they sit down with them friends, that's what them say. And we don't need no Englishman. No Englishman, no good.
I understand that, but these people live in their little isolated world. They haven't been exposed, so the government going to have those views.
But unfortunately, they are some of the decision makers. So let's get to where we
That's
go.
true.
I want to pull you. I want to pull you into where we were last time, and I want you to assess. Give me a full 1 line, 2 line, 3 line assessment as I name these coaches.
Okay.
Who I have thought could come in, and if you were going to replace McLaren, right? Because I'm not when you replace a coach, like he has to go and learn the whole thing, right? Because there's nobody out there.
So maybe we should think local versus going. If you want an interim coach, you should think local. I mean local, not mean local coach, but local region. I mean CONCACAF. But go ahead.
Okay. So let me start. Jose Mourinho.
No.
Your assessment.
No.
And your assessment. 1 line, 2 lines.
Jose is dated. Jose is like McLaren, dated, used up, washed
dated.
up, done. He's washed up, done. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, plus we can't afford him. He ain't gonna work for $400,000 a year. So he's not.
No, hold on. I'm
unless he decided to do pro bono work, but I'm not a Jose fan, so no. He's done.
I'm a Jose Mourinho fan.
He's done.
All in.
He's done.
I'm a Jose Mourinho fan.
Next coach,
right?
Kedar. Next coach.
Good. Darren Moore.
Possible. Good coach, good reputation. Did what was it at Birmingham before they fired him when he shouldn't have been fired? West Brom. Got fired wrongly. Possibility. Good person, good people person, possibility. Jamaican heritage, possibility.
How come he didn't say former Reggae Boy knows CONCACAF?
I don't know if he knows CONCACAF because he's a former Reggae Boy. Doesn't mean he knows CONCACAF. He's been away from CONCACAF for a long time. This is a new CONCACAF. You didn't hear the coach?
Yeah, but no, CONCACAF hasn't changed. CONCACAF hasn't changed.
No, the talent level has gotten better.
Hold on. When I say hasn't changed much, CONCACAF will be the death of players who come here and think this is a pina colada vacation.
Yes. But the point I'm saying is that he hasn't been here for a while, so but Darren's a good coach. He's a good coach.
Okay. All right. Liam Rossini.
And in fact, he wouldn't need much acclimation to the players because the players all should know of him, actually. Right? He shouldn't need a lot of acclimation. He probably knows some of them personally, or he should know of them, actually. So, yeah.
Who they played against them? Liam Rossini.
Know the name, don't know him that well to make an informed decision about him.
Okay. Was at Derby County. Went to France and qualified, right?
Yeah.
Very young, tactical, maverick. If you want something out of the box,
we need a steady hand. That's why we need a steady hand, steady, mature hand. The innovation, and this is going to be a long-term coach. We don't need it to be extra innovative. We need to be a steady hand, an assured hand, a one that can be respected, a one that's firm. I want to deals with meritocracy, want to be used meritocracy. I want that can be influenced. I want that's going to have a good reputation. One that's going to be respected. I want that has empathy. I want is a good person, going to do the right thing by the people and not just be bullied and manipulated and told what to do. And make sure contractually he pick his own team. Who else?
Miguel Coley.
Miguel won a few high school football championships. Miguel has been away for a while. Everybody talks about Miguel, but does Miguel have the record to really get the job? Really? I don't think so. I hear a lot of Miguel Coley by a lot of people like on YouTube. I'm like, what has Miguel done that are difficult to generate this need? He was on a Schaefer, yeah. He went away, he got his license, but has he done enough to warrant taking a team that needs a steady hand and a mature adult to guide them to the next level or guide them to the... I don't know about Miguel Coley.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
I am very concerned about people who don't know the region for a short-term job that need immediate acclimation to get the job done. I like Ole acted, by the way. He did a decent job at Man U and they got beaten. But I don't think he knows the region. Which is what Pochettino is struggling with. So I wouldn't say Ali now. I wouldn't. Darren Moore, yeah.
I have about 2 more names. And your answer might be the same. Sam Allardyce.
Hell no. We ain't playing no low block football. We ain't gonna plant in our area and try to cut off.
That's what we're playing. That's what we're actually
But
playing.
I'm saying we don't want to play no low block football. And the players we're bringing in now can play football. The players we're gonna get, as you know who coming in, they're gonna play football. So no Sam Allardyce, no Steve Bruce, because to me, them and McLaren are all the same.
No. You're listening Big Sam.
Fine. Big Sam say he plays football, but all I know, Big Blanc from Bolton to all his team to Everton, they all play the same type of football.
He has a track record of doing the job that you put you in to do.
No, that's true. That's true.
So if you need to
Except once when he failed, but most times he succeeded. But he gets you out of relegation. He doesn't move you forward. So yeah.
No, but relegation is like a mini tournament, you know.
Yeah, it is. But I don't think so. Who's the last one? The last one?
Because the JFF is a joke, I would say Admiral Bailey.
What, we DJing now?
We forget Admiral has been a coach in the JFL.
Are we DJing now?
No, go on our DJ world for both of So
no.
My top two, really, because I think Darren Moore would be easy to prize away from Port Vale. I don't think it would cost a lot.
But you haven't mentioned any Spanish coach. You haven't mentioned the coach in the region, right? You haven't mentioned. I mean, I mentioned earlier the coach for Columbus Crew. Even though I don't think we can prime away. But you know what? You're mentioning realistic coach. I don't want to mention unrealistic coach. The coach of Costa Rica, I forgot his name now. He's also was a good coach who took him to World Cup. There are some people in the region who can do a short-term job, who understand the region, who have a reputation, right? So yeah.
When Bielsa left Leeds,
Sherman said the coach from Canada, Herman. People have been mentioning him quite a bit.
Absolutely not.
I'm just telling you what people are saying.
But he's an Englishman.
I mean, he managed Canada for a while, right? So yeah. But I mean, look. There is no perfect person. Okay, if they were, they'd have a job. That's why I see it. They'd have a job.
Dion Burton
to do what?
We're looking at national coaches who are available and whatever.
No,
he's in the DFS pool.
No, we're not doing any test case here. We're not doing any test case. I told you we need an adult in the room. We need an adult in the room. We need an adult who the player's going to respect and who is known for.
And that is why Jose Mourinho is at the top of my list. And if the People's National Party win the next general election, the first thing I'll be going to the party and say, look here.
Thank God we don't have to worry about that. I'll be watching the polls. You guys have work to do. Okay?
We are outside of the margin ahead of the Jamaica Labour Party. We have 3 points.
You guys, you know what, people? I ain't gonna go about politics. Let me say something before Ketchup go about this politics. Wait, we're not fine with the comrade thing because it's not a political party. We don't support no party. Let me just say this: if you're a party in power for 12 years and so much thing around the country, you can't unseat them, then you need to leave that thing and go try something else. Go try fishing. That's all I gotta say. Done with the politics. If they're in power for 12 years and there's so much thing wrong with the country and you can't change, if you've been in power for 12 years and you have
not been in power.
No, you're missing my point though. Another party has been in power for 12 years and you can't unseat them?
No.
When they have so much challenges, something's wrong with your party.
But who said we won the local government election last year?
We're talking about national election. We're talking about national election. We're talking about local thing.
This is the national election, right?
You guys were ahead by 10 times. Because you know what? You guys afraid to change your leader. You had the same problem the JFF has. You're afraid to change your leader. That's your problem.
No.
Okay.
But we just did. We did 4 years ago. And the leader. Well, listen, when we lost in 2020, we were minus 14 points in the poll.
Okay, Darak, we're not having the conversation about politics on the channel because I want to keep my channel. I want to keep my channel. And you know, politics is the worst thing you talk about in Jamaica. Rock, we're not doing the politics thing. We're not doing the politics thing. Keep moving.
Let us swing right back.
Yes.
Jose Mourinho cannot be pushed around. right? The only downside to Jose Mourinho that you guys don't like is he's going to play defensive football and eke out
We can't afford him, Cataract. What are you talking about? We can't afford Jose. Even if we go to get him, we can't afford him.
He wants to leave Turkey like.
But they're paying him a ton of money. They're paying him a ton of money. First of all, Cataract.
So let me tell you what I've been.
Let me say this. People. A lot of people want to come to Jamaica. They don't want to live in Jamaica. You guys don't want to admit they don't want to live in Jamaica. None of these coaches want to live in Jamaica. Paul Hardy want to live in Jamaica. Paul want to live in Florida.
In Florida, which is an hour and 20 minutes away.
It doesn't matter. They don't want to live in Jamaica. So we can try to get people who don't want to live in Jamaica. What we doing?
But, God, I'm saying I'm giving the pros and the cons as I see it.
Okay.
We
have 5 more minutes. I'm closing the program down. 5 minutes. I've been here for 3 hours. 3 hours. Too long. Go ahead.
Hit the like button, people. He would be the most expensive option, but he, for me, would be the option that would get us through with certain. He's going to build a defensive structure. We're going to keep clean sheets. We're going to get 6 ugly wins and 18 points on the Jose Mourinho. But
look, you're right. It's possible on Jose. Yeah.
And the players can't disrespect it.
People, I'm not taking any more calls. It's the last call for the night. So I apologize if you're calling. I'm not taking any more calls. Go ahead.
I wait until the end to call because I know others give them a chance. Outside of that, it would be then Darren Moore. Because Darren Moore has kept West Brom up from relegation in the Premier League. And as I said to you, the Premier League is a mini World Cup qualifier for clubs. It's a mini tournament at the bottom of the league, right? You have to get a certain number of points, finish in a position in order to qualify for the Premier League the next year, right? So I think he has demonstrated that he can do that more than once. He promoted Sheffield Wednesday, and again, he was treated with disdain when they got to the championship. They didn't want to pay the man, and they didn't want to approve his transfer targets and all that kind of foolishness. Now he's at Port Vale. He has gotten Port Vale up to League One. So he's a proven winner to me.
And how do you know you want to come?
Pardon me?
How do you know you want to come?
I don't think anybody would want. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't have a telephone number for Jose. I don't have a telephone number for Leon Rossini. I don't have a telephone number for Darren Moore.
I'm glad you don't have him for Jose, because don't call him. You can call Darren Moore, don't call Jose.
I actually can get a number for Jose Maria, funnily enough. That's the probably easiest one I can get a telephone number for.
We don't want Jose Maria.
No, look here. Tactically, his tactics might not be modern and cutting edge, but Jose will get the result. Outside of that, I believe that, yes, the wing-back areas are going to be fixed. On one side, is going to be fixed, or at 1.5. I do not believe Dujon Sterling is the answer for CDM.
Dujon is not coming. Dujon is not coming. You see me Dujon on my list? Where is Dujon on my list? I don't see no Dujon on my list.
I'm told that he has his papers.
Okay. Well, maybe he has them. I don't know. I haven't heard him talked about at all.
Was he in the 60-man squad?
No, I don't remember no 60-man squad. Lewis Baker was in the 60-man squad. Don't see Lewis Baker on my list either.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, there's some people I may not know about, right? I don't get every single answer, but I don't remember them people. Lewis Baker's not in my 60-man squad. In the 60-man, he was in the 60-man squad. He's not on my list. I'm just telling you the ones I've been told about. I don't know. Maybe somebody else is working on something else.
I'm going to tell you that we need a pool of strikers, and that
we'll get it. We'll have enough forwards. We'll have enough forwards.
Hold on. No, sir. Don't dismiss it like that. In that pool, my pool of 3 strikers that we would need right now is Cameron Archer, Johnson Clark Harris, and either of Keenan Davis or the Kevin Campbell's son, Tyrese Campbell, the other Tyrese Campbell.
Right. So
because
we're not going for Johnson Clark Harris. Johnson Clark Harris doesn't want to come, as he would have come here a long time ago. You know this. You know this. So why are we going there?
You know the issue that he have. I don't want to embarrass
but that's his problem, though. We're not going to go John Clark Harris.
Like that, you have to treat them. You have to give them special treatment.
No.
He's riding the yellow bus.
No. Stay where he is.
No.
You can see problem child 24. No, we're not doing that, Ketterup. We're not doing that.
Yeah, he might come and
problem child. We don't want the problem child.
No, we might qualify for the World Cup.
He may not turn up when they have game. Okay? We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Hold on, you probably don't remember what he did to Bristol City. Like, my man has everything of need and just needs to come there to sign by midnight. And he goes, I think, to Northampton or some freaking way on the other side of England. And like, no, but you have to hold it. But on the field, he's an answer to a lot of things because we do get a lot of free kicks that we don't make. And he's deadly with
Ravel also can be there with free kicks. Ravel can also be there with free kicks. We don't need Johnson Clark Harris. We don't need Johnson Clark Harris. We don't need Johnson Clark Harris.
Additionally, Johnson Clark Harris is left-footed, so he's something very different.
Soon you're gonna call for Grant. Before we finish, you're gonna call for Grant. Before we finish tonight, you're gonna call for Grant.
We're gonna call for Grant?
You're gonna call for Grant, yes, your cousin. You're gonna call for him before we finish tonight. You got 3 more minutes.
Grant is not a striker.
No, I know, but I'm saying his name will come up someplace in the conversation. Someone mentioned Reece Nelson. I haven't heard anything about Reece Nelson. That's why he's not on my list. I haven't heard anything about Reece Nelson. No, I haven't heard anything.
We do a Netflix special about Reece Nelson. Man, I burn hot like fire. Let me say this. I tell you what, Anthony Grant would not lose the ball in the middle of the field like Casey Palmer did. You told me. So don't come sitting on his name. Right? He has never done that. And he's never escorted anybody into the box.
Casey Palmer is becoming a problem. Casey Palmer is becoming a problem child. That's all I say.
Don't do that. You've never seen Anthony Grant lose a ball like that. Ever. Never seen him give away a penalty. Even though everyone said when he was coming here, he was going to be well, he was going to be.
You got 2 minutes. Stop talking about Anthony Grant. You have 2 minutes.
Right. So you mentioned his name. I was talking about striker. And your assessment of Tyrese Campbell.
Tyrese Campbell's giving a raw deal. Raw deal.
No, man, not that one. Kevin Campbell's son.
No, he's a good player. He's a good player. He's a good player. He's a good player. Yeah, no, he's a good player. He's a good player. I think he should be in the squad. He's a good player. He's probably better than what's his name? Burrow. He's better than the other kid we have. Burrow. Yeah, he's a good player. He's a good player. He scored in the when they were at the playoffs, and he can play out wide too, right? He can play out wide, not only play to the middle. So he's a good player. But I was told that he's not I don't think he's enthused about coming. Put it that way. Even though I have him on my list, because there are people at different levels. You know, some people are knocking on the door. Some people are lukewarm. Some people want to be chased. You know how that go.
And some
people want to be pursued, and some people are pursuing. They're in different places.
Whenever I get a chance to say anything to the coach, or see the coach, see him in passing, whatever, send him a telegram. Coach, you need to spend the next 2 weeks full-time recruiting. Meaning going to the grounds in England, meeting the players, and sharing with them where we are now. We cannot go into September without Dwight McNeil. We cannot. The number one priority, and I know who
I agree with that wholeheartedly, by the way.
Number one priority.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Right?
I've been saying that for a long time. Him and Ramsey, but Ramsey want to stay for England. Dwight McNeil, I was told, said we should come back after the season because, you know, he had a long injury this season. But he's 26, Dwight McNeil. Yeah. He's 26.
Yeah, so this is he ain't getting the spring chicken again, but he's been around a long time. Never played in anywhere but the job.
He's quality. He's quality.
Cultured left foot.
Yeah.
Number one recruiting priority.
Yes, I agree with that.
I believe. My problem is I don't see another CDM. I'm going to go back now and look again. Don't see another available CDM.
We don't. And Speed said it actually. because I've been saying that for a while, right? I've said the Caribbean doesn't produce any quality midfielders, period. No quality midfielders come to the Caribbean. And talk about CDM, forget it. And then, even when you go to England, which Speid mentioned, and I've been saying this for a while before Speid mentioned it, the diaspora community still doesn't produce a lot of quality midfielders. You look at the midfielders, if you look at midfielders, we don't have any in the Premier League, apart from Ramsey and McNeil. Jamaica doesn't have any other ones that are quality. We can think about which other quality midfielders we have in the Premier League.
Joe, well, not a Premier League level, Joe Bellingham.
But I'm saying, I'm saying Premier League quality midfielders, none. None.
No, Joe is Premier League quality.
But he just got to the Premier League. He's going to Germany, I think, to Dortmund, right? Yeah. But I mean, he's young. He's a baby.
Yeah. That too. You're 100%.
We don't produce quality midfielders, whether it's Jamaica or in England or the diaspora.
We don't produce. England doesn't produce creative midfielders. That's why, for example, Keith Palmer was an aberration, and people were talking about it because he used to be able to dribble and beat players past the ball.
Apart from Ravel, by the way.
Yeah, that's
who Papa just says is the best player he's played with, or was best in the class that's coming up when he was coming up. So anyway,
but I thought the only other CDM is the kid at Crystal Palace. Hero is compact.
Don't know him that well, actually.
His name started K as well.
We can think about a Tyrese Hall, for example, who plays for Tottenham in their under 21, should be transitioned to the senior team. Or we think about Johnson, who captained the under 18 and up at the under 20 and played for Ajax and played for Holland. I think he played in the junior for Holland, didn't he? There are people we could try to. We should try to blood those. We try to bring them in and blood them in, but we haven't really done that. So yeah. Anyway, Catherine, I gotta go.
You gotta go.
Yep, gotta go. It's 3 hours. I'm tired. I'm gonna sleep. I'm miserable. I gotta go before I get more miserable. People, first of all, can you get me up to the 500 likes? I'm at 464. I just need 36 more people. Please hit the like button before you go. Please hit the like button. Please share, and also please subscribe to the channel.
If you don't hit the like button, Cataract will stay on and you'll still hear my annoying voice. Please don't fire the coach.
You say it by yourself because I'm going. I gotta go.
Anybody that don't hit the like button don't fire the coach, but unlike it.
All right, Cataract. Thanks for joining, sir. Have a good night.
Yes, indeed.
All right, everyone. I appreciate you being here. I'll just touch Paul Edwards' point. Paul Edwards, the Unity Cup were friendly games. The Guatemala game, they played with under-strength team. When we went to a real tournament, we should have lost all 3 games. That's why people are upset. It's about sustainability. It's about projection. It's about understanding where we are. It's about concern about where we're going. So you should be able to understand why people are concerned when we played supposedly our best team in a tournament recently with our best players against team similar to what we're going to compete against, and we didn't compete. We should have easily lost all 3 games. You should understand that if you say you're a coach. Anyway, everyone, thank you for being here. Appreciate you being here. Please hit the like button before you go. Please subscribe. And as usual, please share the channel. Peace out. Appreciate you. Have a good night. Kranky life is the best to be now. For the best sports talk and it's free, yo. Kranky life will be your guiding light by keeping you informed both day and night. Kranky life. Kill them, Kranky life. Heed them, Kranky life. Want them, Kranky life. From the courts to the field, we'll never lose because Kranky has the hottest news. With expert analysis, we break it down. Our in-depth coverage is best in town. Kranky life. Kill them, Kranky life. Heed them, Kranky life. Want them, Kranky life. Kranky life where the sports is spicy and where we keep the discussion lively. Kranky life, get to know the name because Kranky analysis is never lame. Kranky life, give me my Kranky life. I want my Kranky life. Must have my Kranky life. Whether it's football or track and field, you know Kranky is at the wheel. So join the journey through victory and defeat and subscribe and don't miss a beat of Kranky life. Tell them, Kranky life. Heed them, Kranky life. Want them, Kranky life. If you're from England or USA, from Kingston or Bombay, from Kenya or Canada, Lagos or Havana, visit Kranky Live. Tune into Kranky Live. Like up Kranky Live. Subscribe to Kranky Live. Kranky Live. Coming to you on weekdays. Kranky Live sometimes on Sundays. Pull up a chair and take a seat because Kranky will always bring the heat. Kranky Live. Me say fi tell them Kranky Live. Me say fi heed them Kranky Live. On them Kranky Live. Kranky Live will be around. Kranky Live is the best in town. Me say fi eat them. Me say fi want them. Me say fi eat them. Want them, eat them, want them. Kranky Live. Kranky Live. Eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Kranky Live. Kranky Live. Eat them, want them, eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Kranky Live. Kranky Live. Kranky. Eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Eat, want, eat them.